Had a little bit of money, so the Lord did me good. Got all kind of shit. Got the glow sticks. I got the gotcha bag. Got the Hawaiian punch. Man, everybody won't holler at Pop what you need. I got it. If I ain't got it, I can find it. You understand? I'm selling glow sticks. Glow sticks that go with the yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I've been away for 7 months. Hard out filming the Book of Boba. Ooh, fight scenes, makeup. The one thing I've really missed is this hidden gem. Here in my hometown, Rotorua. The Polynesian spa. Come on, New Zealand, try something new. There are no words.
Welcome to the Bombadcast.
What is up, Bombad fam? This is your boy, the Cannon Junkie. Yes, that's right. Bring the beautiful frame around my wonderful frame. Sure. Yeah, let's go with that. Guys, we have an amazing show for you tonight. We have a staple guest. He's just a member of the Bombadcast. He's a member of he only shows up like once or twice a year, but when he shows up, it gets awesome. It gets awesome. It's Mr. Troy Jarreau. But first, I have to plug all the wonderful content we have going on here on our wonderful, it's not really a network, I guess it maybe is. It's the Bombadcast YouTube channel. We have on Tuesday nights now a little show I like to call Hyperfocus, where I sit down with a guest and just discuss whatever they want to talk about, whatever they're hyper-focused on. It can be about Star Wars. It can be about the rising price of Jim Beam in Australia. I'm not sure if that happens. I'll have to talk to Matt and Sean from Blue Bantha Milk, but we'll find that out. And also, hey, don't forget, on Wednesdays, we have this lovely program with my boy Scotty here, Bombad Gaming, every Wednesday. Guys, Scotty's playing all kinds of crazy, just fun, obscure games. I'm excited because he posted like a content schedule. He's going to be playing one of my favorites, Destroy All Humans 2, very soon in the next couple of weeks, and I am just psyched about that. So don't miss that. But of course, every Thursday you come here for the Bombadcast, the main show, our flagship turd, I guess, as it were. No, I'm just kidding. It's a polished one at the most. Guys, before I wreck any of this any further, I'm gonna bring in my co-host, the yin to my yang, the wonderful, the lovely, the vivacious Scotty Jarreau.
Howdy,
and
y'all.
Troy Jarreau!
Best part about this is now
two for the
Jerry
price
and
of
Troy,
one.
Jerry and Troy have met in person. How sick!
I
is
have
that?
hugged Troy. That was one of the best things. That was
there's a
worth
great
the
picture of
vaccine. That was worth the vaccine, and like 110%. I get
Oh,
like
man.
next time. I might kiss you full on the mouth. We'll have to see. I don't want to make anyone jealous or anything, but you know.
I'm gonna bet on that.
Oh,
Bet it.
And he's also got the eye of the
Ooh,
tiger.
I got glow sticks.
Go
I got glow
Tigers.
sticks.
Go
too.
Tigers. Let's
Go
give a
Tigers.
good shout out to our favorite coach, Coach O.
Go Tigers! 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 Go Tigers!
Go Tigers.
I love it, man.
Oh,
They
the
say
best
it.
part, right?
What came down? They say when
Yeah.
I came down to visit too. I said "Go Tigers" to
did.
some
Yeah.
random person
In New Orleans.
in New Orleans, and they were like, "Go Tigers!"
They
Right
said
back.
it
Go
back.
Tigers.
It's a greeting.
It
It's like a
is.
for real.
So
It's a
great.
greeting down
really
here.
is.
Oh,
Go
I love
Tigers. Go Tigers.
it. Man, we're pumped to be
Oh
here.
shit!
Steve.
Steve's here. Steve's here. Sorry.
He's also got clones on a planet, possibly. We'll go into that later.
There's a lot. There's a lot
Go
going on.
Tigers.
Steve's got a lot in the cards. He's got
Yeah,
a
he
lot in the
does.
cards these days.
Got a lot going on. Super happy to have you, Troy.
I'm glad to be back. It's
I'm
been
so-
a
A
long
minute.
time.
It's been a minute. You know what's crazy too was we usually do our family beach trip pod, but the Wi-Fi at that place we stay
junk.
bad, and we couldn't pull it off. And Jerry did a show that time. It went great, but I'm just saying
Did
we're
I
gonna
do a
make
show?
this. I don't remember. Did you do a show? Maybe you didn't.
I
think we
can't
y'all
remember.
took the
I
week
can't
off.
remember what.
I'm pretty sure y'all took the week
We might
off.
have. I know I
think
did.
it-
I think you did.
I
You
think-
did your Hyperfocus.
Yes.
But,
I think I
the,
painted my
game
face, or something.
Went all Paul Stanley.
Yeah.
Like Paul said, and maybe I should be like David Bowie or something.
Yes,
like a David
yes!
Bowie face paint.
You are
That's
incredible.
what I'll do.
Look how the Go Tigers are.
You
good.
guys are
I love
incredible. I'm just so excited to be here.
Troy.
Yes.
Go,
Oh,
go
my-
Tigers!
Tigers, go Tigers. I don't know who. You don't know who Coach O is?
I
Rick.
don't know who that is.
That's a shame.
Well, I mean,
Oh
Rick,
my
if you
God.
watch the show a little more, you
We'll
might
let you
actually
slide
know.
once.
Once, Rick. Just once. Yeah, Jerry.
Holy
Stardust.
shit! Katie's phone died.
Kay's with Eric. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. Hey,
it's a
you know
good-
what? I mean, it had to happen sometime. It had to happen.
It does. Look at, and then we got Pete doing the Go Tigers. This is incredible. We got all
man, dude,
people
this
that never knew the culture are part of the
They're
culture.
here now.
Man, and just to bring in Louisiana just for one more second, because I think it's really necessary. We should all enjoy some crawfish.
When we talk about crawfish, we talk about boiled crawfish, we talk about jambalaya, we talk about crawfish bread, we talk about crawfish pasta, crawfish etouffee, crawfish wrap, and crawfish jubilee.
That's a real
I-
lie.
I need to find some Michigan clips or some shit. So we
You
can get
really
like a little
do?
bit of the Michigan. I mean, I grew up in Arkansas, so like my culture, I guess, would probably be it's a little closer.
Sure.
It's maybe. But I think most of the culture in Arkansas is just trying not to get carried away by the mosquitoes in the rice fields.
Probably.
everything.
Or UFOs.
That's the majority
that you've
of it.
experienced.
Hey, I want one too.
I know, right? Look, if people are getting ices, Eric, if Eric is watching, I know Troy's watching.
Hold
this,
on.
Who's with Eric? Get some ices.
Hold up.
Look, oh my
Can we
God.
can someone where's Nightbot when you need him? Nightbot, do you want to DoorDash?
Nightbot,
Do you want to
Nightbot
do you wanna-
just got it.
do you want to Nightbot? Thank you, Garcon. Would you ask if everyone wants to buy me an icy, deliver it to my? I'm just playing it. I'm just playing.
We need to put. Oh my God, that's amazing!
Tigers.
My dad
Wait.
is watching this. That's incredible.
Chris, how you doing,
Oh,
bud?
Oh, this
Hey.
is incredible. Well, I can
I
tell you
met-
this
hey.
much.
I met your
Uh,
dad whenever
This
I
is
came down.
incredible. Not you did. You met his dad, and you had his dad.
I met both dads.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh, that was
of
so
course, they both love me because I'm a likable guy. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
You know
It's
what it
whatever.
is?
It's whatever. I'm everyone's best
Because
friend.
you
It's
kissed
fine.
him. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I don't have to kiss them full on the mouth. It's fine. It's
Ooh.
whatever. You know.
Okay. if
Hold
we're
on.
gonna- Okay.
Hold on.
I just saw that. Okay. Can we get Troy's hot take on Pokemon Legends Arceus? Yes. It is going to be revolutionary, mind-breaking. They dropped the trailer yesterday where they revealed some new forms. They revealed a lot more gameplay. It looks amazing.
Oh my
It's gonna
God.
Be the game of the year for
Jerry,
me.
are you into any? Because Troy's a big Pokemon streamer and a big Pokemon gamer. Are you into anything? Are you willing to get back into it if you're not? Because this is the game that'll. I'm not kidding.
I mean, I seriously have That's the one, the open world game. Correct?
That's gonna be the one that's gonna like.
Yeah.
Oh, change everything.
But that's the game you're talking about, right?
Yes, that new one.
Because that one has interested me because I do have the Switch, And
Yes.
so I saw that whenever didn't they put a little bit of that out when they did that Nintendo thing that have you showed
Yes.
Troy? Have you showed Troy my
to
reaction to the Nintendo
You
thing?
reacted to the Nintendo Direct, and
Oh,
it's,
you know what? I think I saw the reaction to the direct.
it was so bland. He didn't know what the hell was
I'm
going
pretty sure. Yeah, I saw.
That's the fun. I mean,
right?
Yes,
that was
yes.
the whole
I saw that.
the whole conceit of the clip was that I didn't know what the hell was going on, and was like,
He goes,
apparently
so-
there's people with we're 5 deep, and I don't know what game we're on.
he goes. So Nintendo does anime now. That's all I can get from that. It's like there's no more IPs that you know.
I mean, that's what they've always been, basically. But you know,
I remember the Metroid Prime one when it came on. You were like, "Oh wow, that looks cool." I remember that.
Well, it was because I've played Metroid before. I'm like I know Samus and things like that, but you know, like you get into some of these games, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you know.
Jerry was dad vibes the whole video. Bad.
That's
dad
what
vibes.
I am. Dad
Speaking of
vibes. Big dad
That's
vibes.
amazing.
I radiate dad vibes sometimes.
Look at this, Jerry. You usually don't know what's going on, Jerry. Y'all, so real quick, I gotta tell a story about Jerry before we actually get into the conversation. When we were hanging out that night, we're all playing Rock Band, having a good time, and our boy Jerry committed the party foul of the century.
You've already told this.
We're playing it. Do you remember he has the wire?
I sat down, and
controller?
apparently
he sat down so hard.
The whole Xbox goes flying off.
And I'll do it again.
Style. I know
I'll do it again.
Ghostbuster style. That's right.
Yeah, boom! It launched out the wall.
The Rock Band disc had a circle around it.
Oh shit! And I did replace. You got that right?
You
got
did.
I ordered. I replaced.
We played the beach. Yeah. It was amazing. Look, hey,
okay,
we don't play
you're welcome.
Yes,
it's you know.
Oh, it was huge. I was absolutely mortified. I was absolutely mortified.
I know you were. We had to bring it up just for a second.
I was like, because the thing you act like I was like oh, I'm gonna walk 10 feet back and like throw the thing, but like the backs of my legs were touching the couch, so in my brain I was like, I can sit down.
I'm good.
And it's good because like I wasn't like sitting, it wasn't like a taut like telephone wire. You couldn't walk on that shit. But I sat down for some reason. I've never had it where that thing where like it doesn't come unplugged. No. You know what I mean? Like what the hell? That was
moment, you know, and then like you should have spun the guitar around you, and that would have made it
like the whole Xbox would have wrapped around me, then like knocked me out.
Like a party foul then, because
no, it would be cool.
Been, like just in the moment.
Yeah,
yeah, we would have been. Then we would have been smashing. We would have been smashing shit all over the house. Like,
yes. Oh man,
Katie would have came out and killed us all.
Yeah, it'd been great.
There we go. Did you already put this one up? Yeah, classic me. It's okay.
Well, look,
it's okay.
Let's get into the conversation because look what Boop said. You were a father twice, Steve.
You were a father multiples upon multiple times.
We'll find out,
Steve.
probably because of Bad Batch. We'll find out more about that. Let's say
probably in Bad Batch, probably in all of the coming material.
Looks like it. So today alone, we got an incredible drop. I want to watch that trailer right now. Of course, we knew next week we were going to get a special about Luke Skywalker being on the finale of The Mandalorian. But let's watch that trailer that StarWars.com dropped today. For sure, it was like first one.
Wait,
it's literally right there. Hold on, see if I can click it. There we go. All right, I'm going to share my screen in a second. It might be a little laggy. I don't know why. Oh no, that's something else. Oh, maybe I clicked the wrong thing. Hold on.
Yeah, you probably clicked the wrong thing.
All right, Luke Skywalker, Star Wars. I just need to go to the Star Wars page. So, y'all, I don't know if you saw it. I think most of the people in this circle saw it. Maybe my student William, maybe he didn't see it. Maybe some others watching right now didn't get a chance to check out the Star Wars page. But today they dropped like a mini trailer, right? Let's go under videos.
Yeah, and this was Scotty in our text chat right here.
Here we go. It was a very happy Disney World McCallum.
It was very It was awesome.
I was losing my mind because I knew we were going to get some sort of clip. I didn't think it'd be this week, though, because they already gave us a Visions trailer. We got an Eternals trailer this morning.
We did.
We got what the heck? And like Shang-Chi's reviews have been incredible. It's just some things I didn't expect to come out this week.
Why is it whenever I come on Bombadcast, there's always like drop after drop after drop?
Literally.
We need to have you on more. That's the way that works,
yeah.
right?
Do you remember the night we had him on last. Marvel did their slate of all the things that are coming out. Well, not last, but
we stopped the episode. We stopped the episode to literally go through their slate. Like Thor: Love and Thunder was dropped and all of that.
Wow,
that was a great Bombad. That was awesome. Such a while. That was 2019. That was a long time ago. All right, so we're gonna get it pulled up real quick. Let's all watch this together. I know I think everyone, when this happened in The Mandalorian, we were all just completely blown away.
It's everything.
When we found out that it was actually Mark Hamill, I think I was even more blown away by the fact that it was actually Mark Hamill. So crazy. It had his name in the credits, but I thought that was just the voice. Like, I didn't know if they would actually have a real.
Well, I thought it was just like the.
I mean, obviously it is.
Yeah. But literally,
it's like the likeness of him, because it didn't even sound like modern. Him, you know,
they did some sort of editing to his voice, I guess. So by the way, anyone watching this right now, we're gonna get this next Wednesday. I know I'm waking up early to watch this, and probably What If, but this right here, okay, I cannot wait to watch this behind the scenes. I'd imagine it's gonna be probably 30 to 40 minutes, like most of the gallery episodes, but let's enjoy this for right now, what it is. And it's not much of Mark, it's just 2 clips, and then it's a lot of Dave Filoni talking. So let's see. Jerry, let me know if you can hear it. Give me a thumbs up when it comes on.
This job is great in so many ways. And I think people think the job is great because we get to tell the story, because we do these effects, because we get these experiences, because we go to Celebration, right? But also great is just standing on the side and watching somebody. You know, again, like I said, I saw that child inside John that he experienced Star Wars. I sit there with Peyton. You see your crew just staring at Mark, and you realize they're remembering what it meant to them. And you realize that you've been a part of constructing something that's giving that experience to people, this good feeling, which fundamentally Star Wars should deliver a good feeling, an uplifting feeling in you and your family, your kids, whatever.
Dave knows what it's about. That's all I'm going to say. God.
What he says is so true, though, too. It's like, you know, all the crew watching Mark, like, you know, could you imagine, like, filming that in the moment? Because, you know, most of those people, they probably never filmed anything with Mark Hamill.
No, not at all.
And it's like, they're like, this is a real job right here.
Yes, and it's Luke. It's not just like Mark being a droid. It's like literally Luke Skywalker in the Return of the Jedi robes.
You wouldn't have been able to record anything if we were there, because for one thing, we would have all been like this.
Oh, we've been screaming.
I mean, am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Not. No.
We would have all been freaking out. We would have all been freaking out.
It's really interesting because, I mean, the very few things I do know about filmmaking, I know that Pedro, I'd imagine Gina Carano, I'd imagine Katie Sackhoff and Ming-Na Wen were not there on set for this. I don't think they were, right? Because all you see in this setup is just his just him appearing.
We get to tell the story.
And that's it. And then they have one BTS shot of a body double walking off with Grogu. So, and look, yeah, that's the other half. I don't think there's another half to this set. It's just weird. The reason I'm saying that is because
crew
maybe they didn't want anyone to see it
staring
at all,
Mark,
like Pedro or anybody.
And you realize
the set ends. The set starts right there.
Remembering,
and there's a blue screen behind him. It's just
right.
It's really weird to really break this down.
Yeah, so like almost CGI all the way up to that point.
Yeah,
and then whenever he walks in,
yeah, look, and that's not Mark Hamill. That's a body double.
Yeah,
you can tell it's a young guy. And R2,
is separate set,
green, right? And he might be green for green screen reasons.
That's probably for like color correction or something, don't you think? Like it probably photographs
also,
better.
Probably leaks. And I'm not kidding.
Spoilers friendly too.
Yeah, it could probably be for leaks, so no one can leak it if they sell the droid. So like, it's just nuts when you look at this stuff. And we're gonna get a whole episode next week. I'm gonna be losing my mind. This is
gonna be really cool.
Oh, it's gonna be so cool.
Hi to Brian from Pink Milk, who's in the chat right now.
Awesome.
We got a ton of
my best's birthdays today.
Yes, it is.
We got a ton of really awesome people in the chat right now. Chris Ryans has just joined us. I mean, look at all this. And
my boy.
Rick is having a love affair with Nightbot. So
it's a love-hate relationship.
Yes,
Nightbot's kind of useless.
Nightbot is he's the droid. He's the droider.
He is.
Look, I have Nightbot in my Twitch channel.
Yeah.
And Nightbot, he kicks the crap out of people.
Oh yeah, because Nightbot,
he don't play no games.
No, he don't.
He don't play. He don't play.
You play the games.
I play the games.
He don't. Yeah, let's look at this, y'all. Let's take a moment to really admire
Better
this.
not use all caps, by the way.
Old, shaved Mark Hamill, too. You can tell he doesn't have the beard or anything.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm really excited to see him talk about this. Like, I love Dave. I love John. I love Peyton Reed. I love everyone that's written and been a part of this. But I cannot wait for that, like, 10-minute discussion with him about this. That's what I'm excited for.
Now, do you think it's going to be a full 45-minute episode, or do you think it's going to be a little smaller because it's just about
smart.
the one episode?
I think if they were smart. But I mean, honestly, because like,
well, but is there? Oh, well, and what am I saying? Of course, there's that much like behind the scenes of like everyone just pontificating. I guess upon
talking all about
everything.
Heck yeah.
Well, because it's gonna be about more than just because they never did they talk about that episode in The Mandalorian?
Nope. They literally showed Katie Sackhoff's dad on set with her, and they were like, my dad was so excited to be there, and that was it. I was like, oh, that's the only clip we get from that whole episode. But it makes sense they wanted to drop this. And I imagine, y'all, this is just my theorizing, we haven't gotten that much merchandise with this moment yet. I think this will be the episode that kind of triggers like Return of the Jedi Luke merch and like, you know, this moment merch, Luke with Grogu. I think it'd be smart for them to play that way.
Definitely this moment with Luke.
Yes,
for sure.
So,
absolutely.
You know, Jerry, you made me think too. How long will it be? I mean, I think, and if we read, let's read the description. I'd imagine it'll say like behind the special effects of it, because I think they want to showcase the de-aging, and I think they want to showcase the voice de-aging, which is
I mean,
crazier.
there's gonna be a huge section where Filoni is just pontificating that gets shared around the internet. That's gonna be it's not just the clip we got. Also, I like that Filoni's now and I coined the term online, puffy jacket man.
Yeah.
He's now a puffy jacket man. He's no longer a cowboy hat guy. He's puffy jacket man. So
in this last year's season 2 finale of The Mandalorian, the appearance of young Luke Skywalker was one of the biggest reveals and best kept secrets of the acclaimed show thus far. The story of the cutting edge technology used to bring Luke back is the subject of the special extra episode of Disney Gallery, Star Wars The Mandalorian. Okay, watch the new clip, blah, blah, blah. It says the Mandalorian is nominated for 24 Emmys. Okay, yeah. So
it's gonna be
the technology, the cutting edge technology. That's gonna be cool. I'm down. Cool. I am down for that because you know that's what Star Wars has always done.
I can't believe it's been almost a year since that clip.
I know. God, it's wild. It's wild.
We're coming up on the year from that cliffhanger, man.
I know. We really are. So yeah, I'm just excited that Star Wars is going to be being cutting edge again with all this technology and stuff. Jerry, how do you feel? What do you expect, honestly?
Just out of the special, a whole lot of probably tears from Dave's words. Honestly,
yeah, probably.
I mean, it's probably going to be a ton of just. I mean, I cry watching Star Wars just as much as Scotty, guys. It's not just Scotty. Like I like a lot of us do. Scotty's on camera more doing it, but I'll be like I am like full on like the gif of the dude going.
Yes,
you know, that's me. That's me in a lot of like that's the best because I just start, you know, a full on ugly cry and stuff. And that's going to happen in this because we're talking about when we talk about what Star Wars means and what Star Wars is supposed to be. It's deep and it's a very close to my heart subject, and so of course it's going to be. I think there's going to be a lot of tears, but I think that like you said, I think George sparked off being the leader in like all like technology for movies and stuff.
Do you think like, George
several times
was there?
Well, I'm just talking about in general Star Wars. You're right. It is good, and maybe there is going to be more that we see. Right.
Sure.
I mean, they already have jump started everything because they're using that technology like they created for the volume already in other films and everything. Like that is pushing the bar. Like they've already done it, and just to continue it with the de-aging and how everything just looks. I mean, I think everyone was kind of thinking, is that? You know, who is that playing Luke?
Sure.
What is that?
I thought it was Sebastian Stan at first, just because of the way.
I thought it was too.
This is the way
I thought it was going to be. Yeah. It didn't feel like
in the credits,
but not the case. Well, look,
but yeah.
On top of this,
you got. Well, I'm sorry, real quick. You've got Disney just hired the dude. There was a dude who like touched up their deep fake
of all of them.
Did like a deep fake.
of Luke. Luke, they did Rogue One Tarkin, and they did Rogue One Leia. He did a Han Solo deepfake for the movie Solo.
See, and they just like hired that dude, didn't they?
Yeah,
like
they
they
just
hired
hired
him
him. He's a YouTuber.
because.
So maybe we'll get more of it.
Well, I mean,
I'm
that's what I'm
down.
saying. Like they are constantly recruiting. They're trying to find the best people in the field. And so, of course, they're going to be at the top of the field, man. They're going to be at the top of it the whole.
And you know,
for the
you
rest
said
of our
something that was
lives.
really cool. You said, Jerry, that that kind of spoke to me. You said Star Wars is that. You know, Star Wars is bringing that out. And we also got this week something that is super Star Wars that we were not expecting this week. And Jerry, I think you might know what that is. What is that, Jerry?
It is a little thing called. We got a trailer for Star Wars Visions, right?
Oh my God, it's going to be wild. Yep.
Oh man.
Every
and that was
Wednesday.
something. Look, I have been on record, I think, saying that I don't hate anime, but I've not been into too many of them. I watched a little Dragon Ball Z as a kid, a little bit of Pokemon, you know, back in the day before school and stuff, and it's not a genre that has spoken to me as hardcore as like other people. You know, I love Star Wars, but to see,
I love anime.
Say Troy's a big anime guy.
See, and
I've kind of
I love the
followed
stories
it
I hear
since
from
then,
people.
But like now, like whenever I was a little bit younger, probably early 20s and everything like that, I was into Bleach and Sword Art Online and just other little animes. Attack on Titan is the biggest one. I literally just watched like 3 seasons of it back to back like a couple months ago.
Oh wow!
Because I was behind. I had only seen the first season, and then they're like on season 4, and my buddies were like, "Oh, you got to catch up to it," and I was like, "All right." So I was literally watching 3 episodes a night before bed, and just to catch up. And it's still not over yet. It's still coming out later this Christmas. But
before we started, we were talking about this. Troy and I were talking about the fact that anime itself, like, it doesn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah,
and I think Star Wars could benefit from that right now. Like right now in this moment.
It is 100%. It is a style. It is an art form.
It is.
It is its own art form. But what I was going to say was I've never been much on that. Sorry, Troy. I didn't mean to cut you off, man.
Good. No, you're good, man.
But just to say, this trailer absolutely floored me. Like I am excited to see what comes out.
It excited me too. And I was going to say just real quick, the one thing I think that this is going to bring out is George Lucas' vision. I mean, whenever he created Star Wars, it was like samurais. Fighting with swords and lightsabers and stuff like that. So I mean, it's just kind of
what this is gonna like embody. Yeah, it's gonna be so sick, and like the style of it.
I think George Lucas is gonna be real happy to see it. Like, oh yeah, this is kind of what I had in mind on some of this stuff.
I bet he had ideas to do this at one point, and this is just the best way to approach it. And like we're gonna watch a trailer for that too in a minute. My prediction for it, whenever we watched that reveal they had at that little con, that virtual con that Pete and I watched, I knew it was going to be good. They didn't show any actual animated clips from it.
Yeah,
they just showed like stills and concept designs. Watching this, like you said, Jerry, it elevated my expectations. Like, okay, this is obviously going to be really good. We're going to get a new story every week.
Not that I wasn't excited either whenever that stuff came out or when they announced it. It's just like, oh, that's interesting. It's just, you know, I'm a canon guy, you know, but just I love that we're getting more stuff that's like, I love that they are starting to, this is Star Wars What If.
Yes.
This is just like, let's get whatever. I mean, and less so than What If for Marvel, because this stuff isn't really canon. It's just cool stories, cool visions, like they're saying, of the Star Wars universe. And
I don't expect
there's the name.
To be canon.
No,
and it's cool, but I don't expect it to be.
And
well, I mean, like Pink Milk, like Brian of Pink Milk said, bring Umbrella lightsabers to live action.
Yeah, dude.
Look, I said this the other day. I said, man, whenever I go to Galaxy, says they better have that lightsaber I can build. Lightsaber.
What do they have? Like, I think Matt from Blue Bantha Milk posted today, like, just wait until everyone finds out that this is just like a trench digger for a Sith farm or something. You know.
Well, we're going to watch this trailer. We'll pause it in a little bit and kind of break it down for a second. Then we'll talk some Bad Batch. So let's enjoy this. It might be a little laggy on y'all's screen. So if you haven't seen the trailer, maybe go and watch it on your own. So let's see.
Long ago, a great warrior came to this village
and
entrusted our ancestors with this. Its power and responsibility
I know, right?
now lie with you.
I love that also
sound effects.
Within every one of these things, it's different animation too.
Oh yeah.
It's not just one there's so many subsets of the animation, like animation of this.
Oh yeah, that's the cool part. All different studios.
At last, the moment arrives.
That's sick.
That part, this is cool.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's the first time I've confronted such darkness. Something ancient and sinister.
Yes.
That one old dude is creepy as hell, man.
We are going to be a proper family.
There it is, dude.
I can't wait for that one.
There it is.
I can't wait for that one.
What is this? Look at this. Uh-huh.
It's just so interesting.
It's like bounty hunters.
I know, it's amazing.
I accept this responsibility.
I love how zany it looks too. It looks crazy. That music is dope.
It's got me hyped, man. I can't wait.
Y'all,
So
that it's gonna deliver. Jared, you said a good, really cool thing. You said that it looks all different animation, and it's all by different studios.
Even within like the art form of anime, there's still like there's so many different animation styles even within that. And
Yeah.
sorry, I think we all agree with Boop right here. My body is ready.
Heck yeah, it is.
Bring it on.
A classic Troyism. I've heard you say it. So my body is ready. And then look, like I haven't really broken it down yet, but you can see some cool designs on the actual like thing for the lightsaber.
Oh, yeah, look at that. At the
Some
bottom.
people fighting. Let's see. I'm trying to do it frame by frame.
I mean,
that kind of.
have you seen? I mean, I'm excited for. See, I don't do much like manga or anything, but you know, you've got the manga coming out for High Republic too.
Oh yeah, I did
has,
see that.
Like, Edge of Balance. It's got like the cool lightsaber. It's got like almost like a katana handle kind of looking.
Oh, that's awesome.
thing.
Oh, I did see that.
Dude,
yeah.
Did you see that? It looks
how
so
she's, like,
sick.
punching the kyber crystal in there and like igniting the switch right there.
That's so. I will say that is one thing about anime that I've always loved is like the stuff like that. Like it's very like tactile, like you know.
Oh,
you gotta
it's
do
wild
things
stuff.
I love that about that. I always
Oh, boy,
loved
it's
stuff like that when I was a
literally
kid.
igniting the lightsaber
Uh-huh.
as he's bringing it out.
Look at
like,
that.
How crazy is that, man? Like a samurai sword, man.
So dope.
Yeah.
This is going to be the show that, like, I don't know. This is the one I'm honestly, and this might sound a little controversial. I'm so hyped for this that this honestly got me. This sounds bad. I love Bad Batch, but like, this is what I think I've been waiting for.
Okay.
This is what I think I've been waiting. Like, I want weird, and look at this. And dude, David Harbour, the guy from Stranger Things,
Yes.
a voice in this.
Yeah, I
dude,
did see that.
who else? Lucy Liu has a voice in this. Like, there's so many amazing actors that'll already be, you know, like, oh, this looks crazy. But very well-established actors like are going to be in this. Oh, I'm just pumped.
That
I think it's gonna
Lucasfilm
be like
logo is the coolest
different
part.
episode
Honestly.
every time. Like I think it's going to be a different story arc.
Oh,
every,
yeah.
Episode. I don't know how many episodes are said to air, but I think every single one's going to be a different its own story.
I mean, I think they are, and
And that's because of your different anime styles and stuff like that. I think
right.
Just,
it's going to be
look at
short
that. This is
stories.
like a Pokédex flying behind them or something.
Yeah.
But no, it's cool
What do you-
too. What, Joe? You say? I'm sorry.
Well, I was gonna say, how long do you think these are gonna be each? Are they gonna be varying lengths
know.
and everything? Just however
45
long to tell the
minutes long.
story?
I would hope
I
they're
think
long.
45 minutes. I bet.
Probably anywhere between 30 and 45. I mean, they wouldn't get these studios to make a Star Wars thing if it wasn't worth their time. At least that's what I think. I don't think they'll be
I want
10
you to
minutes.
take this capture right here. What are they going to go with this? Like what?
Yeah, where's this gonna go?
How is this Star Wars?
Yeah.
Or are we getting a season 2? Are we starting stories? Maybe short
Oh,
little
that'd be
peeks,
kinda
and then
Hey man, that's a possibility. That'd be pretty cool.
A part 2 to each one.
Mhm.
Wow. Well, it's also pretty interesting too. Like you got a little rabbit girl, which is interesting with Star Wars. We've got Jackson the rabbit, but like we got this cool little droid with like a big eye. Like let it get weird. 7 studios.
Let it get weird. I like that.
Like, don't limit it, right? This one looks like it's on Yavin or something. Hold on. You can see, like, that temple in the background or something. It's just like, I like not knowing what's going on for once.
Kidding,
and this is 9. So 9, Troy. We're getting 9 episodes.
Like almost like an IG droid.
That droid is really cool looking, honestly. Like I love
9 original
like an
stories.
elder IG droid.
There he is. Look at this.
I love this too. I saw a close up of a screenshot of that.
Go back to that, Scotty. That's like old Speed Racer style anime right there. Like,
oh yeah, oh dude, I love Speed Racer, dude.
Yeah, that's like the old school with the droid in the front and the pod race, and like, that is sick right there.
Look at that. I'm pumped for this.
I am too. It's gonna be.
It
awesome.
looks pretty great, man. That droid's pretty badass. It looks pretty awesome. That looks like that looks like Adam Driver.
Which one? The one the one guy?
The dude right before the guy who's like, I've never faced such evil and stuff. You know?
Okay, yeah. Is this weird?
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying he's got a very Adam Driver-esque look to him.
Yeah.
I never noticed this guy in a TIE fighter.
Yeah, that's one of those Inquisitor TIE fighters too. Like one of the TIE. I forget what the name of it is, but this like the one where the wings kind of fold in and everything.
Exactly.
Like the Inquisitors fought those or flew those in Rebels. Excuse me.
Look at these stormtrooper faces.
Yes, I love it.
They look like they're smiling. It's amazing.
Yes, it is. It's Boba Fett's starship, guys. Come
right
on.
there. This is Slave One, baby. Let's see. Hold on. There's a lot of this. I like the force stopping stuff. Look at this guy's face.
I know. That's like an evil old sensei.
So awesome. With the yellow Sith eyes.
I like how like it's like how I used to color lightsabers was just full solid color.
Yes, it's a solid color.
Look like when I was a kid.
Like Sith robot.
It's Ultron. These where they do the crossover. Look at
I
this.
can't physically throw up in my mouth, but yeah.
Oh man. And look at
that
this.
was an Ultron quote. I wasn't talking about you.
Oh, was it really? What was that? I couldn't hear. I'm sorry.
I said I can't physically throw up in my mouth. He's like talking to Captain America.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
That's a really awesome part. Honestly. Had the Inquisitors had those and they were flying around with them, I would have been like, okay, fine, I'm good. It's just the helicopter.
And they could have been like, I'm Mary Poppins,
y'all. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Yeah.
Oh, I'm like opening up things. Let's see. September, my mom's birthday.
It's a month away, y'all.
Yeah. It is a Wednesday.
A month and a couple days.
This is the only one that I haven't seen anything else for. This one looks crazy. It looks like a Western. This looks like a Western. Nuts.
That guy's got Cad Bane's hat.
That reminds me very One Piece stuff right there.
Oh, that did really, yeah.
Like,
some of these are going to be serious. Like this is an astromech droid. Look at this. Hold on. Look at that. That's an astromech droid bent over. I didn't notice that.
Shooting missiles. Or fireworks, or...
Oh, I think...
Hold
on. Jay, talk? I don't know. I think the audio dropped out for a second.
Oh, did it? My audio? Hello?
Give me a second, y'all. Sorry, the audio dropped out. It'll do that when someone tries calling me.
Hello.
There it is.
I am just beyond...
Sorry, Jerry. We can't hear you. Give me a second.
Can y'all hear me yet? You guys in the chat, can you hear? Okay. They can hear me. I can't hear you guys, though. What in the world? Strangeness.
Hold on. Wait.
I think they can hear. I mean, can you? I can hear you now.
Now we're just playing videos from Star Wars.
Yes.
It's amazing. Hold on. Here you go, Troy.
Hello. Yoo-hoo.
Oh, Jesus. That's why I don't like a Mac.
Can you guys hear Scotty now?
Oh.
I can hear Scotty now.
And I heard a beep in my thing.
Oh, did you? Yeah, hold on, wait.
Hey guys, thanks for hanging out with us.
Sorry about that.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Can you
Someone
guys hear
called
me? Oh, for
yes.
the
We do something.
love
You
of
can hear 'em?
everything good and decent.
We were singing the
Can
whole
you-
music.
But you can hear me now, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay,
Can you hear
okay.
us?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. This has just become a Verizon commercial. We can hear both of y'all. We can
From
hear you.
2004.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Great.
Good.
Good. Good.
Do you remember the one where they did Lord of the Rings, where he
trademark patent by us?
He comes up. That guy comes up, and it's. I think he was doing it for Sprint at the time, or was it always Verizon? He went to Sprint at one point.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, I just know there was that one scene in Two Towers where they're at Helm's Deep, and Gandalf shows up, right? But they had a version of the commercial where it was him, and he walks up, and like the sun's behind him. He's like, "Can you hear me now?" Good. And he literally walks off. I'm like, what is it? That's amazing.
I mean, next time something like that happens, we need to just start playing clips like this.
Heck yeah. These are obviously not real construction workers, kids.
What are you talking about? They're very buff and very flexible, as construction workers should be. You should be buff and flexible.
They're limber.
Limber.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
You gotta have those limber limbs.
We've been going on for 40 minutes talking about close to nothing. Not really. We talked about some good stuff. We need to talk about something. Jerry, you made an image. I'm going to get it pulled up. You made an image just for this stream alone, okay? And I want to show it to the world.
Oh, okay. Let's show it. Let's show it. I mean, technically, I did say I found it.
It's good, though. It's good.
You know what I love is this was slapped together. Slapdash. This is slapdash right here.
Looks great, though.
I love that it looks like Troy's got antennas coming out of his hat.
Yes, I was going to say.
That's, I think, my favorite part of it.
So Troy's tech, obviously.
Right.
Is that
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
so,
and I've got you as Hunter and everything,
Okay.
and I've got myself as Echo.
Okay. Look at Omega.
Nothing really. I didn't really just I didn't want to choose which one of us to put in the middle, so I chose you. So
I mean, if I had to choose a favorite out of the squad, I would choose Tech.
Really?
I think he's one.
Tech's a great character.
There you go.
So is that your favorite too? You're welcome. Let's talk about that. Who's your favorite Bad Batcher?
Oh man, for me, the thing about like teams like this, where it's like the A team, where each of them has a special thing and everything. Sure. It's like I almost like the whole team, but if I had to pick my favorite, I'm probably gonna go Omega, followed closely by Wrecker.
I get that.
Honestly,
I get that. Omega stole your heart.
I don't know if you would count Omega as a. I think now she would be considered a part of the crew for sure.
I didn't
like early
Omega
on.
At first,
I
don't blame you.
I didn't like Omega at first.
I didn't either.
And she didn't catch on to me until probably halfway through the season.
Yeah,
and that's whenever I started liking her.
Yeah,
that sounds like Scotty. Honestly, guys,
yeah.
I feel like you went on a similar journey.
Well, I was going to say Jerry was instantly attached. I think it's because he has a daughter. I mean, so there's a lot of factors.
It's a little blonde girl.
Yes, that's what you're raising,
right?
That's what I'm raising. Yes, I'm gonna put it like that too. That's what I'm raising. Anytime someone says, "Is that your kid?" That's what I'm raising. That. I just had her today, and she is effing hysterical. I love my kid.
Yeah.
Omega sucks. Nightbot, kick him out. Actually, take him out back and just go ahead. Just go ahead and shoot him.
I can actually boot Rick. Let me see. Put user in timeout. I can't boot Rick. I'm not gonna
put him. Yeah, Rick. That's timeout, buddy. That's timeout. That's a timeout.
So wait. Your favorite is Omega. Your favorite is Tech.
Yep.
Mine is Hunter. I love Hunter. I think Hunter's so.
I know
great.
You're a Hunter guy.
Well, he's so willing to learn.
That's why. So I put everyone on one of their favorites, basically.
Yes, you did
on that photo. You're welcome.
Yeah, it worked out. Hunter literally is the one that like he has to make so much progress this season for him to understand, each character, what they're going through.
Yep.
Like Omega's the most helpful one, and it takes a lot of convincing for Hunter to be like, okay, we got to go help. I understand now.
Omega is this close to being the leader of the group. That's all I'm just saying.
Oh,
like,
no,
I mean, she's right there.
I completely agree.
I mean,
she's the
technically, older
eldest.
than all of them.
Yeah,
that's right.
She's the eldest.
She's the oldest of them.
How weird is that, by the way? That was a great review.
That was.
I love that they are playing with all of this. This is the best. We are seeing the rise of the Empire through the eyes of the characters we need to see it through, which are clones. Like, how interesting is it seeing the rise of the Empire through the eyes of clones?
It's crazy.
And it's important to address the fact that this show starts out with the end of the Clone Wars, but then it really, with Kamino being destroyed, really ends the Clone Wars. Like, it's done. Like, all of that is done now, and it's just crazy to think.
I can't believe the last episode they named it Kamino Lost.
Such brutal.
Oh man,
it is absolutely
and the way
brutal.
they were like, oh. It's kind of a thing in New Canon where they're like, we're going to destroy all. I've said this on a few shows. We're going to destroy all of the things that you remember from the prequels. Like, the Empire. The Empire basically destroys all of it. It destroys all the evidence. It destroys. They genocide the Geonosians. They destroy Kamino. I mean, it's just everything. They take over the. Oh, Eric's here. Eric.
He did it.
Eric, he's just gonna come in and leave. Eric has to at least sit. Eric has to at least sit on the couch and play on his phone and look like he's bored. Eric, get your ass back in the room. Oh man,
you might be listening in his earbuds. I don't know.
I would really hope so. But listen. I mean, if you guys are fine with that, I don't want to say look at this. He's going to be in your space. Eric is he's like Sasquatch for our podcast, for our show. No. I've got to know, Scotty. I had something pulled up here. I know you. Let me see. Is this the one here? Do you think that Hunter is still force? Do you still think he'll be force sensitive?
Convinced. I don't think it's going to be by the nature of like cloning. I think midi-chlorians could manifest. We didn't get anything this whole season, but Bad Batch's first episode of the Clone Wars, he's like really in tune. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. I would love if he was force sensitive. I think it'd be kind of cool. Cool twist.
Okay, I will tell you upon re-watching the whole shebang, there is a moment. I think it is in. I think it's in the episodes with like on Ryloth. I think. Okay. There is a moment where I think it is because I think it's when they're escaping and he turns around. You see, like, Crosshair is watching the ship and Hunter turns around and looks. I mean, it's obviously that happens in a lot of movies and stuff, right? But it was very reminiscent, like each character, it's almost like they're looking at each other as they fly off or as they go away or something. But it's very, like, in Star Wars, it can mean something because it feels like he felt Crosshair looking, but I mean, it could just be thematic, cool. It could just be like, we're doing this shot and stuff, But
one thing
I thought about you. I want you to know I thought about you and that force sensitivity when that happened.
I was thinking about this. Every expectation I had to this show was exceeded. Like, it went way beyond it, right? Yeah. And like, I thought it'd be more of an arc. Like every 3 episodes it'd be an arc, kind of like Clone Wars has been. This show did what The Mandalorian did. It told a complete story every episode, except for 2, maybe.
Yeah, there was 2, or a couple of
them.
There
was the finale, and then the whole with Hera, and it was kind of a 2-parter. But, like, that was it. Every one of them told a real story all the way through, and then, they got that chunk of the story out of the way. It was kind of nice.
It was.
I was not used to that. I was expecting a 3-arc thing, and they also varied in length as well. It was really good. But I agree, Jerry. I think we could see some more in terms of force sensitivity, but also what each character represents. I think people were actually kind of upset Echo got the back burner of this season. He really didn't do that.
No. Well, I was going to say, if they all have a special ability except for really Echo.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously,
Echo is the cyborg guy now.
Right. Yeah. He was a reg at one point, and now he's more cybernetics than anything. But you know what? He did play a part in that one episode with all the droids. Where he was like the dad
that was
amazing. In the storage area or whatever.
What was that? Oh, dude, yeah.
Corner.
Well, now I will say, I think I remember people really having a problem when Rex came in and it feels like they didn't have any conversations about like fives and everything. And I think people were expecting that, and I think we can still get that, but that also probably could have happened off screen. But we have a second season. I think these characters are going to get their due, but you know, like you said, there's a lot going on. There was that moment though. I loved. This was a little bit. It wasn't as much as people probably wanted, but in War Mantle, whenever they're like they go there because Rex asked them to go rescue Gregor, right? Yeah. Which I love. War Mantle, like that's the first of the like the last 3 episodes. War Mantle, Return to Camino. What is it? Return to Camino and Camino
I got
Lost?
up here. Return to Camino and Camino Lost. Yep.
Yeah. That is in and of itself a contained story. Like the whole, even that. But Echo, real quick, has a line where they're like, oh, we can't do this. This is a crazy like secret laboratory, secret base, and he's like, listen, I was held by the Separatists, and you guys came for me. You still came for me. You took me. We're not leaving someone else behind and stuff. Awesome. So Echo had a great moment of that. You know,
he did have a moment.
No, you came for me. We have to go for this person. Like it's something near to his heart.
So what we're going to do, I think, and because we didn't really have any show notes planned for this episode, we just wanted to talk about it. Let's do a best, favorite, most fun of each episode. I know we've all used to do that before with Star Wars movies, but let's do that. And then we can kind of talk about what was our favorite, like, I guess it is doing that. Best, favorite, most fun. But like, we'll do a top 3 episode. I have the whole list pulled up, Jared. If you want to pull up a list,
want to do episodes and stuff, best, favorite, most fun.
And you know, we can also talk about the implications of everything after and kind of conclude the season. But let's do the most fun episodes first, because I think it's the easiest and the most lighthearted thing to do. What was the most fun for you, Jerry? Like, was there a certain episode that you were just like, this does everything I want it to do in terms of fun?
I almost just spouted it before you were done. Rampage. It's the episode where it's the episode where they're going for the Rancor Muchi. And then like the Zygerian slavers, everything about that episode. There's it's the moment where Omega gets her bow, her energy bow, and that moment has a cool little like instrumental like play to it. It's like a hero moment. Yes. It's a hero moment. It's like, this is going to come into play later. She still has that bow, you know. It's just I love that that's become her thing. That she's got the bow, and she's the bow and arrow character. And everything.
That's awesome. It's kind of cool.
And she's a great shot too. Like that's the thing. Like, you know, I know, not saying that you guys should have been on board from the beginning. I get it. It's fine. You're like, hey, what is this? What is this? It's fine. But I mean, in the first episode, she effing shoots the gun out of Crosshair's hand. Remember that? Like in the first episode, she like gets, you know, she takes away his weapon.
Oh yeah, yeah. The Martezes were also there. Yeah,
they helped her. They were like, look, you need to do like this.
Yeah, so great.
Oh man, I love that. Like, hey, you looking a little shaky there, kid. Yeah. Oh man, that episode's great too. But
that's a fun one. I was gonna say I didn't hate that one. That was fun. The one I thought was really fun too. Rampage. Rampage. When Wrecker and the Rancor are punching each other, I'm like, this is incredible. Who's gonna knock each other out first?
When they let Muchi free, and there's the whole sequence of Muchi running around like swinging on stuff. I loved seeing that, because you don't see Rancors move like that. And I mean, we've seen the big Rancors. This Rancor, it was like an adolescent one.
Yeah,
it looked exactly like the Action Fleet Rancor from the 90s that I had. It had like, it was kind of tan with a like green stripe down its back. And I think Blast Points were the ones that made the connect. Oh, I think it was 100%. Blast Points were the ones I think that posted the picture that made me go, ooh, I had that thing. And it could like, you could like, it would eat the little figures, and you could like open its butt and they would fall out.
That's amazing.
You literally like, there was like a hinge on the tail. The tail hinged up and everything just fell out, you know.
Oh, that's dope.
I wish that real life was kind of like that. So, you know.
Most fun for you?
Most fun for me was Bounty Lost.
Bounty Lost.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good one.
I love the battle between Cad Bane and Homegirl. What's her face?
Fennec
Shan. Yeah.
On that deserted clone facility. That was
and
nuts.
the way Omega tricked the little droid.
Yes. Toto.
Yeah,
Toto.
Oh, Toto 360.
To get out the thing. That whole interaction, that whole episode between them two was great. And then I love the fight sequence between them two, Cad Bane and Fennec Shan.
Oh, it was amazing. And like the set was really weird, that like yellowy area, and they're like on an old cloning facility.
The windows were broken too, so the clouds were cracked. The clouds were seeping in that one shot.
Yes.
I noticed it wasn't smoke; it was cloud.
Yeah,
and everything, which is so interesting. It's just such a cool atmosphere.
To me, that was fun. I love that episode.
Well, dude, and we got Cad Bane back. Like, who would have thought?
That was insane.
You know,
and I think at the time,
what do you think about all the cameos? Almost every episode, I liked them.
Me too. I enjoyed that kind of.
I don't think they. I think they made sense.
Bib Fortuna.
Yeah.
Bib Fortuna was in it. Chopper. We could probably name all of them.
Hera and Chopper.
Tarkin. God, who else was there? Kanan Jarrus. Yeah. Deba Balapa. A couple of the clone commandos. I'm fine with that, frankly. I don't mind about cameos. What about you, Jerry? If they serve the purpose, then it's good. Saw Gerrera.
Cameos. I mean, we had that last season in The Mandalorian too.
We've gotten our own Saw Gerrera show.
You're probably right. We'll probably get something like that soon.
I mean, well, something will probably happen. I'm sure. I think he's going to pop back up, and I think that Saw Gerrera is going to become the Saw Gerrera is going to be the Forrest Gump. He is going to be the Forrest Gump of the first 20 years.
Oh yeah.
Of the Empire. Like, I just think that, but I thought they all worked. Like, Saw Gerrera was a good one to start off with, because it's like, there's this guy, go kill these insurgents, and he's there with family. Like, it would be cool to see Saw Gerrera become the unhinged Saw Gerrera. I mean, you can almost see why he is so ruthless, because the Empire sent the Bad Batch there to kill all of his people, the families, the old people, all of them. Yeah. But I everything I think really fit. The only thing, I mean, Cad Bane felt a little like, here's Cad Bane for a couple episodes, but it's Cad Bane. We didn't care. It was like, oh, he's back, and that kind of
first time we saw him in 10 years. That's what made it so
Small Galaxy Syndrome is just like, Small Galaxy is just a part of Star Wars. Like, why don't you want to see some of your favorite characters show up in some of these shows? And I loved that we got Fennec Shand in this show, making the jump from live action to animation,
Yeah.
We had there was cross animation, like there was the same creature, whatever Buggles is from Resistance, who was in that episode with Fennec. I mean, there was just stuff, they were pulling stuff from everywhere. We got Braca from the Jedi Fallen Order games.
Yep.
It wasn't just characters. It was, they were pulling things from the entire canon and putting it into the show. And to me, it feels like a cohesive world. It feels like a real world I can go to and visit. And yeah, sure, it's small, but like these people who are involved in the big galactic story, not everyone's involved in the galactic story. You're going to have, there's a few hundred players, small players they're going to cross paths. Yeah. It's like Star Wars Twitter. There's a bunch of people on Star Wars Twitter, but we don't complain about, why are you constantly cameoing in my life? Like you're going to cross paths with people if you're into the same area.
Thing. You're in the same. Have the same.
Right. And I mean, I think it can be done to death, right?
Yeah.
But if it makes sense, like Rex, like Gregor, like all that stuff, give it to me. I want to see what's happening with those characters. With Hera, I mean, come on.
That was
Kanan.
That was one of the
like
best.
Caleb at the time. I loved that we got the beginning of them.
I don't think we're done seeing him.
I would really like if he came back and did some more. And like,
I want to see more. I want to see Zeb. How cool! We haven't seen any any more. Oh man, Lasat. Like Zeb, outside of like maybe some comics and everything. I want to see another Lasat in live action. Well, I want to see a Lasat in live action, but I want to see a Lasat in something else.
Well, that's the one thing I loved about Bad Batches too. Is you saw a lot of diversity with the aliens and different species and races,
sequel, and original.
Everything.
Everything.
Usually it sticks to one thing, and like that's the one thing I was saying about the sequel trilogy, and I'm not dogging on it, but we didn't get that many of the prequel aliens or the original trilogy aliens.
No,
the sequel
I think
trilogy.
Canto Bite was like the most alien
Yes,
scene. Like
yes,
literally,
seriously.
that's where all your
and we didn't get
aliens
anything.
are, but-
We didn't get any prequel things. So like this really honored the prequels, but also paid tribute to both other trilogies right now, and that's
it
important.
treats it all as one cohesive story. It's like
Which is nice.
Which is what the company the company I'm starting to sound like an angry YouTuber. Which is what Lucasfilm should be doing with their story. This all happened a long time ago, and all of this stuff exists in the same world. Don't shy away from any of it. That's my thing.
No.
I want to see more Gungans in other
Oh,
eras.
I
I want to
agree.
see
That would be
Gungans
great.
in the Imperial era. There are some great Gungan characters in the High Republic as well. There was in the newest book. There was one that was a part of the Nihil. His name is the best, spoiler alert, he doesn't make it out of the first book, but his name is amazing. Wet Bub.
Wet Bub.
Wet Bub.
So stupid.
Yes.
Wet Bub. It's
love
like a
it.
nickname. I love it. But there's another one in the new book, Scotty. There's a doctor. There's a Gungan professor. It's good. Oh my gosh, I love it. Anyway. But anyway,
Michael, to
don't
answer your
shy away
question-
from the species that people have told you they think are dumb, because they're not dumb. They all exist.
Yeah.
Give it to us. Give it to us.
So, Michael, to answer your question, I don't think any of us are upset about it. Could it could it become a problem later? Yeah, it could. But like they even with the Infested episode, Troy and I watched at the beach together, and they gave us a new Deveronian for once, right?
Yeah.
And that was really cool.
Yeah.
And he's gonna show back up. Omega was like really nice to him, so he's gonna show back up at some point. So I like that they gave us some new, they gave us some old, but it all had potential for a reason. And I really dig this. We demand Gungans. We do. We really do.
Kassav was the leader of that ship of the bad guys, and he was a Weequay pirate and stuff. Yes. So there's a lot of good stuff.
I will say I expected to see Hondo at one point, my boy. I really thought we were gonna get Hondo. knockout.
You might see him in the second season. Okay,
You're probably right.
You will get him sometime.
He has to
because
show up. He's the man.
He's another one of the Jedi's contacts. Like just
you're
like
gonna tell me
Sid.
right now. We saw the Martez sisters before we saw Hondo. Unacceptable.
Hey man, I love the Martez sisters just as much. Like I seriously, and I loved how I don't know, I love them. But you gotta have Hondo.
So
you gotta have him.
To not move on, but I want to say one thing. I will say this because I'm so happy that it looked this good. The animation for this show was unbelievable.
It was on point.
Like watching it on my TV in there. I got a 4K TV in the living room, and I usually don't watch my Star Wars stuff in there because I like it in here with my surround sound and stuff. I'm watching it in there, and I'm like, this is unreal. Like that last shot of Camino looked real.
Oh yeah.
That was terrifying.
They've said, Brad Rao has said, this is the most high-tech stuff we've done. This is the best looking stuff we've done yet.
The animation was crazy. You're right. Whenever they were blasting,
Yes, and it was going underwater and it was making that whale noise.
Well, the scene where they're in the tube in the last episode,
yes,
and the that is fantastic animation as well. I felt concerned, even though I felt concerned for them because it looks so terrible. Anyway, imagine though what it would be like to see in that type of animation though. Imagine what it would be like to see. It would be amazing. We got to have them.
Falcons. So stupid. So yeah, that animation this whole season was phenomenal. And you know what I will say, as much as I don't like the Martez sisters, their episode with the lighting in that droid factory was incredible. And
dude, they had so much Cloud City vibes.
Oh,
so much Cloud City vibes, man. Like I know they're not your favorite, but like I love Trace with my whole heart. She's becoming so good. Like it was her idea to turn the battle droids on the police droids and stuff. And she saves Omega.
One of the best jokes from that episode, whenever she asks, "Is there an echo in here?"
Yeah.
It's so
yes.
He's like, Here, yes,
Right
and I'm
here,
like,
yeah.
I'm Echo.
That was
Oh,
actually
man.
so well done. That writing was
Some of the best
incredible.
humor in this show. Some of the best humor in this show.
Humor was
for
really
real.
on point. So we did most fun. Let's do favorites. Wait, no, we already did favorites. No, we did most fun. Let's do favorites.
we did most fun.
Yeah,
We did most fun.
Okay, so favorites. Any I don't know. You want to go first, Joy? Is there a favorite of yours? Or you
Yeah,
can scroll through and look through.
what was it called? My favorite was the Rescue on Ryloth. And so while you have, I mean, it was very Rebels-esque, the whole episode. You know, you get to see Chopper, and yes, Chopper's been a dickhead since the beginning of time. So that answers the long, question for that. But no, the whole Rescue on Ryloth, whenever their hair is flying around with Omega in the ship,
Yes.
and you got Tech and Wrecker and the other ship flying around, and they're like, "Yeah, we're just as confused as you are on your tactics." Like,
so amazing.
Oh yeah,
So-
yeah. Like make it like yes, I'm sure they're just as confused as we are with your crazy
Like-
zigzagging.
Right.
Dude, the moment you're not far, like that's a fantastic episode. Like
It
the
is.
one, like the part where he and the maneuver where Tech blasts in, and then power slides around so that Wrecker can start blasting
Yes.
the cannons.
Yes.
Is so cool.
I just
Is
love
so
the
cool.
Chopper doing the whole, trying to shut the cannons down, and then he knocks the droid out the way, and then the clone troopers walk up. Hey, you're not supposed to be here, and his arms go up. Like you see
Little arm.
I love how he talks, man.
Really, one of the things I love about that episode that probably not a lot of people had caught, but whenever Hauser diverts the Bad Batch out of the other side, so that they could all escape, and it's kind of like it's him defecting, and he's like, no, I'm going to stay here and bring some troops with me. I'm going to see if I can.
They're good men.
Troops. And you see, like, they're all about to leave, and Hunter stops, and he turns around and looks at Hauser, and just the way he looks at him is like, not every one of us is bad. Not every clone has turned. Even with their chips, they can see that something is happening. So that was why it was probably my favorite.
That plays into
That's
what
a
we could get in
fantastic
season 2,
moment.
right? So, like, another thing I thought about too was when the very final episode, whenever that clone walks up to Admiral Rampart, he's like, Topeka City has been destroyed. And he like pauses. I'm like, if we get an uprising next season and like Hauser leads it and the Bad Batch leads it,
right?
Oh,
Why do you think they're so? Why do you think they're so gun ho about like Project War Mantle and pushing forward with these conscripted soldiers? We got to get rid of these guys because we flipped the switch so they'd kill the Jedi. That's done. But now we've got to like Palpatine's like, you got to get those guys out because they kind of really like they're good. They're too good.
They're good people.
We need to get people who are more malleable.
Yes,
we can only trick them for so long.
Yes, and you know what? The hair episode I think was the one most people had a problem with because of the tie-in, like why Hera, but like. Cham Syndulla has a huge arc. Remember Nathan when we were at the beach together? His good friend Nathan. I mean, like he had a whole. Remember that rant he went on?
Oh yeah, because Cham Syndulla is one of the first ones that figured out how to destroy a Star Destroyer.
Yes, he's the very first one.
In the books.
Yes,
and so like that was a big thing. He was saying that they hope they see more of him.
See, and that's the thing. Like Cham Syndulla actually played a bigger role later on. So why not bring his daughter into it early? And we saw her first flight. We get her in Rebels being an amazing pilot, and we saw her first flight.
Yep.
I love that.
And I mean, they have a lot of moments in that. Like I just actually watched those 2 episodes today.
Okay.
Like in my rewatch, and there's a lot of moments that are. I mean, it's wink, wink, nod, nod. We know the future, right?
Sure.
But it's very heartbreaking stuff. Like we are fighting this so that our kids don't have to, and then at the end, they're like, "We're in another war, and it's not just going to be ours; it's going to be theirs."
Yep.
And she looks at Omega and Hera, and it's just like, oh, man. And just coming from like I mean, Troy, you can think of this. I mean, as a parent, just to think about something that you've been fighting against, and then now your kid is going to have to face something probably even worse.
Yeah,
right.
A different reality
is absolutely sobering.
See,
Absolutely
and
sobering.
The cool thing about this show too is I think what I enjoyed most about it was the slow transition. It wasn't it was immediate to a certain extent, but like everyone was kind of like the Empire's not too bad. Oh wait, and then like we've got like what was the planet they went to? Was it Common Ground, or was it No, it was Common Ground. I'm pretty sure. Was that the one where they went to the Separatist planet, Jerry? Or was that?
No, that was towards the bottom. No, go keep going down. That was Devil's Deal.
Was that Devil's Deal? I thought Devil's Deal was the first Ryloth one.
Devil's Deal is the one that is the first one with Hera. I believe.
Maybe it's Battle Scars. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, we're looking at the Wikipedia.
I think it is Battle Scars.
Let's see.
I think it is.
Was the one with Rex, but I could be wrong.
Let's just name all of the episodes here real quick.
Lizard Heist, Old Money, The Med Bay. I mean, it's crazy. We got 16 episodes, by the way. That's nuts. The fact that we got 16, the whole summer was amazing for that reason.
And how can we, dude? Sid is one of the best characters I've ever seen.
Okay, so you're right.
Common Ground.
Okay.
Common Ground.
So I was right. Common Ground is the one.
Common Ground. You're right. You're right.
Okay.
Is that the one where the droid is the?
Yes, the droids. They're like connect.
They're connected.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have to break out the Separatist guy.
Yeah, the Hat Man.
See, yes, the Hat guy. That's
Monocle.
Right. That's
Mr. Monopoly. Mr. Monopoly.
Mr. Monopoly.
The Hat Man.
The Hat Man. Sing. Okay. Yes,
that's very nice. He has a very nice picture.
Yes, they went to Raxus. That part is sick.
Raxus, yes, the capital of the. There we go, Mr. Monopoly.
Hat Man, bro.
Raxus is a really awesome planet. If you remember, that is where Padme's friend and Saw Gerrera's friend. What is Saw Gerrera's friend's name? Man, what is the name of Lux Bonteri? Lux Bonteri's mom is a separatist senator, and she's Padme's friend, and they go visit. So they use Raxus a couple of times to show that not all separatists are evil people. They were all. Everyone was duped. Everyone was manipulated by Palpatine. Like he was moving all of these pieces.
Well, I like also that's the episode Omega was stuck back at the at Ord Mantell, and she's like winning the chess game and stuff.
She starts betting money on her and stuff.
And then at the end, Hunter challenges her, and he's like, "Are you ready?"
Yeah, it's so sick. See, I like the development of these characters too throughout this season. They got a lot better. Wrecker and Omega's relationship was great, like the little sister big brother thing. I love that.
I love Hera and Omega's relationship.
Oh, it was tight,
and
dude.
then like at the end of that episode of Rescue on Ryloth, whenever she like hugs Omega and is like, "Thank you for believing in me." I was like, "Oh man,
so great," because
it was so good.
I think Omega's that push that maybe brought her to that next level in the rebellion. You know, I love it. And how great was it to see Crosshair become a villain? By the way, that was so good. Only to have him kind of come back.
Like he's
the biggest
totally
deal, though. Like,
he's a callous Ben Solo type.
Like, do you really think his chips were moved? I don't. Do you think his chips were moved, or do you think that it's like him?
The writer said yes, but I don't believe it.
Well, I was gonna say I didn't, but the writers did say you could. They say if you notice at a certain point in the season that there's a slight difference in the way that he is, like how following orders he is.
Sure.
And I think it's after Reunion. I think it's after he gets burned. He gets it removed.
Okay.
Because I've noticed on Ryloth, he's a little more. I gotta meet. That's when he goes, "Can I hunt them down?"
Right.
Yeah.
That's when he's like. I think maybe he got it removed, and he was like, "I still like this, but what happened?" I want them. Yeah. I want to come because they were like beefing up. They were like messing with his chip, Winter Soldier style.
Yeah.
In the first.
They're amping it up that first couple episodes.
But I noticed that's the pin switch right there. That's the switch where it's like he's still doing things like he shot Orn Frita. Which Orn Frita was a bastard anyway. So which apparently he's still alive. Go figure.
Yeah. He lived.
He had a lot of jowl. So good for him. But you noticed, to me, at least I noticed, okay, I can kind of see a little bit of a flip here. And when he asks, before you know he's going to turn, you hear him go, "Permission to hunt them down." and Rampart goes granted, we're like, oh shit, and now it's like, oh, okay, but I don't. They still could pull a flip where he still has it.
Sure.
Because Troy, that was me. I didn't believe he got rid of it. I thought he was just being macho tough guy.
I still don't,
like, I'm bad to the bone. There's nothing you could do about it. I'm tripling down.
Well, last episode he had touched his head 3 times. And I'm like, come on. Like, what does that mean?
That's the weirdest thing.
Even he sits down, he's like, oh. And I'm like, it's not because he's frustrated, because Crosshair does not show when he's frustrated. It's not that kind of character. But Wrecker will show when he's upset. Crosshair, very subdued. So I'm watching Crosshair that last episode, and he kept touching his head. I'm like, no, something's wrong. Either he's a chip, or they gave him a new chip. I don't know what the hell it is, but there's something in
maybe this is as upset as he gets, right? Like that whole thing. Like he had a lot of. And watching those. By the way, I would recommend everyone go back, watch Camino, Return to Camino, and Camino Lost back to back. Actually, start with War Mantle and watch all 3 of those things back to back.
Yeah,
it is a great watch, man. Like that stuff. Oh, it fits together so good. It's so beautiful. But there are a lot of moments where, especially after you find out that he killed his entire squad to show them.
Yeah.
I want to go back with you. Or we need to. I want you guys to come back to me. Essentially, he pulled a Kylo Ren.
Right.
But there's just something about him to me. I feel like he had a lot of Tech has that line where he goes, "Hey, thanks for standing up. Why do you care?" or whatever,
Yeah.
Whenever he's saying like that's just Crosshair's nature, and he goes, well, understanding you doesn't mean that I agree with you and stuff.
I love that line.
And he even has Omega tell him, "I thought it was your chip, but I was wrong."
Yeah.
How bad is it to have Omega of all people, the empathetic one, go?
Who saved him, by the way, which was amazing.
I thought it was your chip, but I was wrong, and that's got to be severe disappointment even for him.
Yes, when he saved the droid, when he saved what's the name of the droid?
AZ. AP5 is I think you might be thinking AP5 from Rebels.
That's what I was thinking of. So
AZ.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Okay, I've got a reveal right here. AZ is my favorite droid of the entire saga right now.
Wow, I like AZ. He was pretty funny.
AZ,
I can get behind that.
Pretty selfless. From the 5s episodes all the way through Bad Batch. That droid is incredible.
Oh, we're getting the whole season of them, by the way. So get excited for that. He's not.
I'm excited. I've wanted them to take him since he was in like the first episode. I've been so ready for them to take him.
Very cool droid. Very cool.
Yeah, really cool droid.
I love him.
I like it.
I love him. To pieces. He's cute and he's helpful. I mean, come on.
Best of he's BB-8. So
he's
you
hysterical and deep.
Jerry, did you do your favorite yet or no? I don't think you did. What's your favorite?
I haven't. My favorite episode, I think, might be War Mantle.
War Mantle? What?
Well, for one thing, the reveal of the basically Phase 1 stormtroopers.
Oh, the TK ones.
The TK, the reveal of the TK troopers being the Macquarie troops was one of the most amazing things this entire season.
God, it's so cool. That was such
amazing.
It was. Jerry texted me, the beginning, you're gonna shit. I was like,
the beginning of that episode where it feels like I think Blast Point said this, but yeah, it really does. It feels like E.T., the beginning of E.T., where they're chasing him down, and it's Gregor. I mean, didn't even know it was Gregor, and you don't think of why they're just showing the legs when you're watching it for the first time of the troopers, but those were the TK troopers hunting him down. Like, there's so much about that. The hidden base. At that point, that was the most real a landscape had looked to me.
That's true.
In any of these episodes, because it was like the forest, mountainous kind of thing. There was more great dogfighting. Tech did some more cool maneuvering. Tech is a great pilot.
He is. That was kind of
like,
cool. That was a cool
Tech is a badass pilot, man. Like, he's really good.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's just so much to love in that episode for me. Like, I love like Gregor, where he's like he got blown up a couple of times now, and so he's slightly unhinged, but not as unhinged as he is in Rebels and stuff. But I love yeah, we're getting to this. I love the unhinged laugh and stuff, but that he's still just like this endearing. He's still like you don't want to mess with him. Like he still is. He still's dangerous, but like I'm glad he's with the good guys. I'm glad that he's not some psychopath and stuff. So anyway, that's what go on though.
Well, I wanted to
say about that episode.
World Metal was just a heavy episode because we got all kinds of crazy lore. The fact that they were training new troopers.
Yeah.
I was
the fact that they name dropped War Mantle, and I know I'm sure they just took that and were like, "This is what we're gonna make War Mantle." I don't think that they were like, "Oh, that is gonna be this in Bad Batch down the road when Rogue One came out." But to take that from Rogue One and go War Mantle, this is Project War Mantle. It is conscripted troops.
Yeah,
absolutely incredible.
It does. It works.
Absolutely,
it works really well. What do you think of that episode, T?
I like that episode.
It was refreshing to see some some true Empire and hidden away Empire. I wonder how long that had been in the works, right? I mean, think about it.
Oh, you've got to think for a while, man.
If this show takes place for a few months, that has been going on before a few months. That training and the facility there. So I'm excited to see how that unfolds. Like, how long have there been TK troopers before they were anything?
Right.
And the Republic Commandos were training them. Like, that's so sick.
Yes, they have been calling the Republic the Empire, and we've had like all the Republic weaponry and stuff, and the clone troopers, and now they're stormtroopers. It's now that they're the Empire. This is the first episode where I went, it feels like the Empire. The way they were throwing the V-wings at them.
The music. They were doing a New Hope.
The music was 100%. I cannot wait for the back half of this soundtrack to drop.
Yeah.
Volume 2. They called the first one Volume 1. We've got Volume 2 hopefully coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
By the time, if you're listening to this on the replay.
They did all the original trilogy music. They did all the New Hope songs, like the tropes.
It felt like
that.
It felt like Rebels.
End, whenever Hunter fell and all the troops were around him and everything like that, they captured him, put him away, and then Crosshair comes in and he's like, I was hoping for the whole team, but you'll do.
So awesome. And what I saw Alex Damon point this out. He said the greatest thing on Star Wars Explained. He said, you may not have noticed it, but the clone troopers would never normally shoot at their commanding officer, obviously, because the clone troopers are much more, better people. But if you watch those TK troopers, when that Republic Commando goes out to shoot for, I think Hunter it was, literally those TK troopers just shoot the guy in front of them. They're killing that Republic Commando, and he falls out. I'm like, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, watch. That's the proof in the pudding, right? That is literally all of that right there.
Well, it's the number that they threw at them too. Yes. It's true. Like they're talking like, Gregor's like, there are replacements. They're not great, but they have number. They're like, numbers aren't everything. But the whole thing is it literally is just like overwhelming force. It is just like, we are just going to throw a ton of like idiots with guns at you.
Literally.
And idiots and TIE fighters. I mean, like, they crash into each other. Like, it was so weird. They are the Empire now, and it is dangerous. I mean, you can pick them off if it's just a couple of them, but these guys, like, it is overwhelming force. It is, we're going to throw 50 TIE fighters at you for just one ship. Like, gosh. Yeah. I love that one so much. Scotty,
I can see why that was your favorite. My favorite
what about you?
is, I think most people are going to be surprised with this one. Replacements was so well made. Replacements was the one where they were looking for replacement parts, and then they were being replaced. And that's the episode we got where Crosshair kills a whole group of people. And they're trying to escape the planet. I'm like, this is crazy. Yep. That's when they got to the next level, and they're like, terminate him. And he walks away, and they're like, okay. That's so Empire,
the one person with the flamethrower. That's the thing I look back to. Crosshair, after he gets burned, you don't see him really. I mean, we don't really put him in that situation, but he seems less like psychopathic, less psychopath after all of that. Like, he's going to turn the engine on and burn them to death in that episode. And after that, he's a little more like, I kind of want to meet these guys or something.
Yes, I want to understand them. I get that about Crosshair. And then, back to this episode, I love the fact that we got Omega like communicating with the animal, trying to get that piece back, right? Yeah. That was cool. That was kind of some Force sensitive stuff to me. Might not be, but I like her connection to other things, her empathy, her ability to sympathize and be with other characters in the moment. And that was a really good one for that reason. But it's thematically, I mean, the Bad Batch is being replaced by War Mantle, and then they're looking for replacement parts. The whole idea behind that episode is just so, I mean, of course it's thematic. Of course it's really good storytelling. But, like, you look at it and you see this team, kind of figuring out things for their own. They don't have the, resources they used to have. That's when they go and meet Sid. I mean, it is so cool for that reason. So the idea of being replaced is, that's a hard thing to cope with. The Republic's been replaced with the Empire. It's just, I love when it gets deep like that. It's what people least expect from a cartoon. And you're watching it and you're going, okay, this is Star Wars, right? This is all Star Wars right here. And it's hard to see that, when you have a kind of a blindfold, like this is all animation. I don't think it's good. It's all animation. But when you can watch an episode like that and it tells a beautiful story, you're like, oh, okay, this makes sense now. This is where this show's going to go. They're going to be replaced, and it's going to be problematic for everyone involved. Yeah. So that's a big reason why it's my favorite.
I mean, they even have like that moment where, like, I mean, Crosshair like kills his, like you say it's very brutal. It's very, it's very, like,
he kills that guy.
Like,
I forget.
He kills the guy for saying like no, and he's like trying to take charge and stuff. But I mean, like, also, not only is the animation beautiful in every episode, it's very beautiful in that episode. But what about, there's some of the best creatures in this show. They created some of the best new creatures we haven't seen. This show alone had some of the best creature design.
Oh yeah,
of any thing in recent memory, besides like the crate dragon from Mandalorian season 2 is pretty badass.
Yeah,
but I love the Ordo Moon Dragon from this episode. The Ordo Moon Dragon was such a cool character design.
Bioluminescent.
Such a cool creature.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Oh,
I mean Avatar. And Troy and I love
like,
Avatar.
It seemed like Avatar, but like it didn't feel out of Star Wars, but it felt so new at the same time.
It's kind of cool that he consumed energy too, and I was like, that in a weird way is metaphor.
He almost had like the Godzilla thing going on. He was like eating that battery and stuff.
His body. So yes, the sound design was like that. So I don't know. I dig when it gets that way. I like when it's really contained and stuff. And I don't know, that episode really spoke to me. That episode spoke to me.
It was a good episode.
So yeah, let's not wrap this up, but the best. Okay, and the best is a big statement. The one that maybe stood out to you the most, the one that was just defined this show maybe, or something that you would consider the best. And we all got a Star Wars that we think is the best. But out of this first season, what was the best to you, Jerry? The absolute best.
Oh, starting with me this time?
Yeah.
I don't even think this is cheating, because I'm going to just go ahead and say the 2-part finale.
Yeah.
I think
it was so good.
I think and if you watch it together, I know people were a little
I need to do that.
I know people were a little like I don't really
Nick
know.
And Pete, I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't mind us saying that. We talked that morning last week when it came out. I was like, that was amazing. And they were like, I didn't really dig it. And I said, I get that. I honestly think, Jerry, it should have been one big episode. It would have been amazing.
I think so. They actually mentioned that Pete is going to think this is hysterical, but I was listening to the episode of Force Connect about the last episode, and they brought this up. Okay. That's kind of an inside joke with us right now, is I think Force Connect's better than Pete's show, which it is.
Oh,
sorry, Pete. Sorry, Pete. It is. Force Connect's been going. That's been my favorite forever. But they were talking about on there how it feels like had you not had a week in between to go, okay, well, it looks like, I mean, they're obviously going to get out of it and stuff. They're going to have to work together, and they're probably going to blah 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 blah. Had you not had a week to think about in between, the destruction of Kamino might have hit a little. I think the destruction of Kamino hit a lot of people really well in the feels.
Sure,
and I think Troy, me and you, we're close to the same age. We were around like 12. When Phantom Menace came out, right? Like 99 and stuff. Like, we were like the prime age. Like, Scotty, we are all children of the prequels right here.
Oh, yeah.
And to see Kamino which is a huge location in the
yeah.
prequels. Tapoca City. Not Tapioca City, if you for the those who might want to say it, I guess. But to see Tapoca City, just absolutely to see the Empire do an orbital bombardment.
Oh yeah,
and stuff. I mean, even there's a line from AZ where he tells Crosshair, he goes, "Congratulations, you survived the aerial bombardment, but you are minutes away from drowning."
Yeah,
I love AZ so much. But just to have you had the music from Attack of the Clones when they returned to Camino, the
so mysterious sounding, so good.
They haven't used that in so long when it comes to Camino. Since Attack of the Clones, I would even say.
Secret landing pad.
Oh, that was dope too. The secret landing pad was but
the secret landing pad, you got to get lower. It felt so cinematic. And there's even a moment, dude, I cannot wait for the release of the soundtrack. When they are whenever they have to fight their way out of the training arena, the Bad Batch theme comes in harder than it has ever come in before.
Yes.
Dude.
And it's all them fighting those droids.
Just watch it, because I haven't watched the first half of that in a week or so, and I was like, this is so good.
Yeah.
The moment where there's even the score whenever Crosshair hits the reflector pads or whatever he's I don't even know what those are called in universe, and it takes out his squad that he's been leading that entire time. And then you have them surviving. You have the basically looks like the Megalodon from Jurassic World trying to beat them.
Yes.
That whole sequence. And I don't know if you watched Force Connect last week, Scotty, but Jackson pulled scenes from Jaws 3 where they're trapped in an underwater. They're in underwater tubes in Jaws 3.
I remember that. Yeah, Jaws 3.
And it looks, and he put the Bad Batch theme over it. It
looks just
hysterical.
like it.
You've got that's my one F word. You've got to check it out. But it's like a bunch of people in Jaws. It's a bunch of people in Jaws 3. Go check out Force Connect from last week.
That is hilarious.
But you got all these people in 70s attire from Jaws 3 and it's so good. It's so good.
So Jerry, I wanted to bring this up too.
I know, Boo.
Do you think Omega has been off world? Do you think she was lying? Because how would she know about the secret landing pad? That was one thing I was like, maybe she knew from Nala
She knew the schematics and stuff and her landing, maybe?
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe she went to a moon or something?
To the
base.
secret base.
Yeah. And no one knew about either.
Yeah, so she's probably gone from the base up to the landing pad
Sure.
at least to meet.
I'd imagine so. And you know what else?
My girl Conway or something.
Oh, dude, this also made me think of this.
Done dirty.
Let's talk about it. Omega is older than the Bad Batch, right? And that makes sense if you think about it. Maybe she wasn't, she didn't have to grow up quicker. Like Boba, Boba has the same, he is the Alpha and she is the Omega, right? So the idea I'm bringing up is she's been admiring them for years as a group, and she saw them develop.
They were like her baby brothers.
Yeah, it's
they
really
probably played
weird.
when they were little kids too. It's just, and they don't remember her. Just it's so weird. It's
weird. I want to see more of that.
But it's so cool to think about. We all think about this though. This is something that's a little heartbreaking. Think about these beings didn't ask to be created.
No.
Right? These clones didn't ask to be created. They were bred for war.
Yes.
And they were bred so that they grew and basically would die at half the rate that a normal person, a normal human being, their normal host would live. So you've essentially got people that will live, and I don't mean this is going to sound funny maybe a little bit, but that are it's like having a pet, a beloved pet. But it's like how you have a dog or something, and that dog will pass away before you.
Yes.
But imagine having family members, little brothers
that
who grow up faster, half as fast as you do. It seems faster, because it seems like she's saying if Omega is 12 or 13, she was probably a toddler when they were created, when they were born, whatever. And to see them like within like we see in Attack of the Clones, 5 years old. At 5 years old, they're like the same age as Jake
Daniel Logan.
Daniel Logan. I almost called him
Yeah.
Jake Lloyd. Sorry, Daniel Logan. But they're the same. Like they're like 10 or 12 or 13, however old. And then probably 5 years later, full grown adult.
It's amazing. Like it's weird. It's really weird.
I don't think we're seeing any clones in the sequel trilogy at all. Unfortunately, I don't think poor Rex makes it very far out of.
He might not.
The original trilogy, and we might get that. He might not pop up. I think it would be cool to see him pop up in like Mandalorian and stuff, or like the Ahsoka show.
Ahsoka show, yeah.
But I don't know. Like it's like I don't think he has much time left after that.
See, and maybe that's an emotional point of that show. We'll
maybe,
find out.
or maybe they find something to stop the growth acceleration. Maybe there's a way to stop the growth acceleration, but at the same time, you got to think how tragic.
Yeah.
That is, it's cool, it's interesting, but it's also like how tragic.
Well, see,
and we've got these people who are she's still so connected to her little brothers.
Santa Claus and
they're old rebels, and that was like a couple of years before New Hope. So I don't know, it's just weird.
Yeah,
and
it's like 15 years or so after this. Like, it's so sad.
It's heavy stuff.
Man.
So like to go back with Omega's thing. I hope we get that more fleshed out. Like I want to understand that. Like how did she watch them develop? And who is it? Is it Lama Su? No, Lama Su is the in charge. Nala Se.
Minister.
Okay, and no, and Tan Lee is the one that gets killed.
Lama Su, Nala Se, Lama Su, Nala Se.
Literally, that's what I was thinking.
Lama Su, Nala Se.
And Nala Se is the
literally Michael Jackson
medical one, and that's the one they end up taking to Mount. What was it, Jerry? Mount
Tantus.
How about that at the end of Camino Lost, y'all? Like, are we getting like everything seems to be prepping to tell us how the cloning process? I think it's going to tell us how Palpatine lived.
I think so, but I think
100%.
they're going to do it in the craziest way possible. Okay, did you ever read Heir to the Empire?
No.
Okay, so that was that was the one that came out in 1991. Okay,
Scotty, I made it about halfway through. I had to stop and go to Light of the Jedi.
Come on, stop it. So
for my second time through.
Let me tell him. So
okay,
it's the pretty much it was the sequel trilogy that was officially done. In the 90s.
Yeah.
Well, Timothy Zahn wrote it. It's a great. I think it's a great story, but
it's a great story.
It ties in how when Palpatine dies, there was like another clone of Palpatine somewhere out there. There's a clone of Luke from a severed hand. And for some reason, it's been really weird. But, I mean, when you watch Mandalorian, Dr. Pershing is looking for M count and is looking for right. Yeah. So I think
the woman who meets Nala Se is wearing the same exact
uniform.
Outfit. So, the exact uniform.
I really hope
best headcanon fan theory I've seen out there is that is Dr. Pershing's mother. I would love that. That would be kind of awesome.
Sure.
Wouldn't it?
I mean,
I got into the family business.
Yeah, the family business.
So with that being said, we could see the events of the Heir to the Empire play out because it's 5 years after Return of the Jedi. Obviously, we're looking for my boy.
We've already got Dark
there.
Empire.
So
basically,
yeah.
Right?
So let's
Clone Emperor.
Let's Star Wars tell a weird story like that.
I think we're going to see it. I think a lot of this is going to lead up to tell us how he lived in the sequel trilogy or how he came to be.
And Snoke. I mean, let's get some answers on Snoke.
Like Pete was saying in our group chat and stuff, like, hey, it's Heir to the Empire, but instead of Luke, Han, and Leia, it's going to be Ahsoka, Sabine, Ezra.
I said that.
Fighting. Did you say that? I thought it was
said
Pete.
that.
But then he said instead of what's the name of the dark Jedi in there? The clone Joraboth. Sabayoth.
Yeah, Sabayoth. Yeah.
Sabayoth is going to basically, instead of being like a cloned Jedi, he's going to be that's going to be Snoke. Snoke is going to play a role kind of similar.
So, that would be cool.
It would be pretty awesome, man.
Because you got to realize this Snoke also. I mean, this is one thing in the Force
I don't
Awakens.
think Snoke is a meat puppet. People think he's a meat puppet. I don't think he's a meat puppet.
In the Force
Awakens, I think
Awakens,
he's a slave, basically.
So in the Force Awakens, Han looks at Leia and says, Snoke got to him, and I'm like, they know Snoke.
There's a story.
Luke knows Snoke.
There's a story.
Everyone knows Snoke. So like, let him be like someone that infiltrates. You
Right.
know,
I think we're gonna get some kind of Snoke backstory before.
in like a really weird way. Like make it freaking weird.
We talked about that whenever Last Jedi came out. How
Yes.
it was just like, you know, oh, there was Snoke in Force Awakens. There was Snoke halfway
Yes.
through Last Jedi. Now there's no Snoke.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
What is gonna be the story?
And he's
here?
gotta be different. We gotta, because I mean, obviously he was trying to kill Rey, and then we had Luke, not Luke. We had Kylo Ren, who maybe it was a test for Kylo Ren to meet Palpatine. It's a whole thing. Like I wonder how they do that, how they write that in. But
People are upset with the whole Palpatine clones thing because we always think of clones. When you think of clones, you think of science fiction clones. You don't think of Star Wars clones. Star Wars clones are not science fiction clones.
No.
They are their own beings. Like you said, Scotty, that is the reason why Hunter can be force sensitive and no other clones can. Because these beings they're different people. They have different souls, so to speak. They have different personalities. They're not maybe genetically they're an exact copy, but it's not like in other things where they're like, oh, I think I'm the real person and stuff. No. Like this
that's
is
not how it works.
And that's why you've got like I think that's Palpatine is making all these clone bodies. He's got the one that escapes that becomes Rey's father.
Yeah.
You got Snoke, who what the hell is Snoke?
And we're gonna get the answers to Strandcast, I'd imagine.
You're going to get those answers and stuff, but it's just it's so much more than just like imagine that it makes things more evil for Palpatine. It makes Palpatine more vicious because he's taking living beings and he's forcing them out of their body and taking their body. If you think about it, because I'm sure those aren't just husks that he's going into.
No,
seems like he's trying to get a body that will sustain him, but they're creating living beings, and then he's forcing them out. And it's me now. Like,
what the hell
holy
is
shit.
Snoke is from Louisiana.
Snoke is from Louisiana, 100%. 100%.
My favorite part.
No. Admiral Rampart is. We know Vice Admiral Rampart.
Rampart, so they do the Black Series figures, like the the really high quality.
Yeah.
So for some reason they'll do like code names. They'll be like blah blah Admiral blah blah. For some reason they had what was it, Admiral Louisiana for his. I don't know why.
Well, they just called it Louisiana. I think
they just called it Black Series Louisiana, and it always made me laugh. And yes, Snoke is from the one and only Louisiana. I love that this is a thing. So Troy, you wanted to say something before Jerry, or right as Jerry was saying something. What was that?
Well, before I word vomited. Go ahead.
So speaking of Louisiana, hold on, let me get something pulled up. So stupid.
Where can you go for family fun? Let's go to Pontchartrain Beach. Good, clean, wholesome family fun. Let's go to Pontchartrain Beach.
That guy's about to yak on that spinning thing.
Yes.
110%. But I mean, if are we moving on from Bad Batch?
No. I want to say wait, you said your best. Did you say your best?
No, but my best is the last one, Camino Lost.
Camino Lost. So same with Jerry. I get that.
So the interaction between Hunter and Crosshair at the end,
dude.
That was very heartfelt and very needed.
I wrote down what he said because that is an important line right there.
It is.
We want different things. That doesn't mean we have to be enemies.
Yes. So good.
There's so much good dialogue in that. And I also wrote down we need to think. I mean, a lot of people are like, "Oh, thank you, Dave Filoni." Dave helped with this, but Jennifer Corbett was the head writer on this.
Yeah.
And holy hell, Jennifer, thank you. There is so much, this is some of the best shit ever. And Brad Rao was one of the top. Jennifer Corbett and Brad Rao, I think, were the ones they were interviewing. They were like the head people on this.
Sure.
Brad Rao actually was working on Resistance. That was like his first big thing.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And it gets me when Wrecker is like, we would still take you back.
That's the best part because it's so innocent. It's so real. He's like, well, we're going to welcome you back anyway. That's like exactly how it felt.
Yeah. It's like,
we're not your enemy. Yeah. Crosshair, we're not your enemy. Like there's so many moments like that.
And then they end up like leaving him on the secret launch pad. They all fly away, and Omega's like looking back at him, just like it's like, oh man.
What is her line, Jerry? It's like, I thought I knew you better, or no? It was
that's
brutal.
they're down in the tube or something. But she goes, I used to think that you were like this because of your chip, but I was wrong. And then she just gets up and walks away.
Yes.
Accidentally shining her flashlight in his face, which is something I noticed. Just because she's walking away holding the flashlight backwards. But but you just got to say that's just insult to injury right there.
Oh, and he knows he's messed up. He knows what side he believes in, but he also knows that he should be with his brothers. And I think we got a really good redemption arc without getting the satisfaction of them leaving together. You know what I mean? We got the fact that this is ridiculous. We got the fact that that we get, like Kylo Ren redeemed, Darth Vader redeemed. A lot of our characters get redeemed, whereas we got Crosshair for once redeemed, but not in the way we would have wanted it. Like he didn't leave with them. I wanted to leave with them. He didn't.
That was almost like a moment like Callus. That episode of was it Perfect Straight or Enemies or something? Whatever the episode
Zeb
was in Rebels with Zeb and Callus. That was Callus waiting for the Empire to come pick him up.
Yeah.
I love that you're seeing these people who are like true believers, they think, but then they go, wait, this is a fascist regime that doesn't care about me.
No
shit. Like
he said that too.
I hate this.
You're just a number to them.
Yeah,
Come
You're
with
just
us.
a number. It goes completely against the Bad Batch's spirit that they had in the. They've completely been in. Oh, the regs. Well, yeah.
Yeah, the regs. But now,
by the way, as father and son, when did you show up? Welcome.
So, if you don't mind me, Sean, I was going to say the episode that I consider the best. Okay, the episode I consider the best is, and I don't know why, I had a hard time picking this one earlier, and I don't know, there's just something to it. Reunion was amazing, where they were trying to escape, and then they were getting attacked by Crosshair. It's all these unexpected things happening. Yeah. We just had Rex leave.
Yeah,
and,
Rex
just left. And, it's cool. He walks into the mist. What do you think of that?
Yeah,
that was
man.
so wild. He literally was like, goodbye, Hunter. And he just walks into the darkness. I'm like, what the hell is this? This is so cheesy. But
Lord of the Rings, man.
Yeah, literally. But Reunion is when we get Cad Bane back. That was one of the few times. The animation, of course, speaks to me. It always does. But when I watched it, I stood up. I was like, Cad Bane, what?
Yeah, at the end. It was that cliffhanger at the end.
And he gets shot. Dude, I thought they were going to kill Hunter. I really did.
I thought he was gone for half a second.
Hunter was gone. I was like, they did not just kill my boy.
Yeah, man.
Whoo!
And I kind of knew it going into it. I was like, man, you're standing off against Cad Bane.
Yeah.
Even as a really good defective clone.
Oh,
I don't think you're going to make it, boss.
No, not at all, dude.
I mean, just to also mirror that unfinished Clone Wars arc where they were going to have a showdown between Cad Bane and Boba Fett. How Boba got the dent in the helmet. I still think we're going to get that, honestly.
I think we are, too.
I think we're going to get that pretty soon. And I honestly like that they're waiting a little longer because it makes more sense for Boba to have his repainted armor more down the line, right?
Sure. So, to go back to this real quick, the fact that in Reunion we got Crosshair, getting outsmarted by the Bad Batch. We're so used to Crosshair being the one that I was just talking about that, Connor. The fact that, Crosshair is the one that ends up getting obviously torched by the engine and the fact that he got outsmarted by the Bad Batch was nice because we had seen previously that, Crosshair kind of knew their tactics, but this time he didn't. Right, and Omega adds a different flavor to him. Right, Omega adds a little bit different unexpectancy to that group, and maybe that's the one I probably watched 3 or 4 times after it came out. I usually don't watch these all that often after they come out. Kind of let it simmer.
Yeah,
but this one I was like, I gotta watch this a couple of times. That one shot of this is one of the best shots in all of animation, where it's the clone trooper helmet and they're trying to communicate with him, and the camera does this. And it falls really low to the ground of Hunter and Omega walking up, and then you hear the Western music, literally Western music.
Yep.
And then
all the dead.
Oh my God! And you got Cappy with the toothpick, and you got Seth Green as Toto, who's literally just like, "Hello, Master," and he's like floating down.
I love that man. Ooh. I love Seth Green.
It was so good. I guess that's why I think it's the best. it was a cameo kind of, but it also had a moment where I was like, dude, they just shot Hunter, and it felt for the first time in this season, it felt like this is despair. I mean, Omega's gone, Hunter got shot. I mean, like he obviously is in a lot of pain. We don't know where it goes from here.
Right, it was like when they took Grogu. You know?
Yes, literally they took, because I'm like, where do we go from this? This is the first part of the season. I was like, this is not going the way I thought.
The Bad Batch isn't winning.
No, they're not winning this one. And then we get to Bounty Lost, and the best part about Bounty Lost is Omega is the one that finds her way through that whole episode. The Bad Batch comes at the end and saves them.
And save her. Yep.
They just pick her up. She's on her own doing. She's so resourceful. That's what I love about Omega. She's so resourceful. She knows what to do. She's not like she is a kid. She's scared, but she's got it under control. Oh man,
good.
It's so good.
This whole first season was phenomenal. So what we should do now, make our predictions for season 2 as best as we can. I know we don't get that much out of that because the show ended on it kind of tied it off. It didn't really. I mean, I'm sure Sid's still somewhere, but we got a pretty nice ending for once with Star Wars. Yeah. It wasn't a huge cliffhanger. So Jerry, what do you think is going to happen? Where are we going, Jerry?
Well, if you watched the new episode of This Week in Star Wars, they interviewed Brad Rao and
so they interviewed the writers. Okay.
And I sent it to you, and then I said I think I mentioned this to you before we got on tonight. They are saying, Brad Rao was saying, we're not going to say how long, but there is going to be a time jump between when you see them here and when season 2 starts. And he says it is going to be interesting to watch what happens in the story because of that time jump.
Oh, cool.
Very interesting.
Yes. So that makes me go will Connor have joined the cult by then? Sorry, that's a Hyperfocus reference. I'm sorry, I apologize. Connor got approached by a lady in a pizza shop the other day, and we're 99% sure he almost got taken into a sex cult. So, but anyway,
you only live once.
If you got to join a cult, that's the best one.
You're right. So Jerry, you said time jump. That kind of makes my brain, think. Will we get more of the secret base mountain? I don't know. I almost hope we don't. I would love to.
I think so. How long? Do you want to do like a little go around the table here and see the figurative table and see how long we think that time jump's going to be?
Yeah, you can go first. I'm interested to hear your answer because I don't know what I would think.
I think it's less than I think it is. I think it's less than a year.
Okay, less than a year.
Honestly.
Okay, what about you, Troy?
About 5 years.
Whoa, that would be
intense. That would be intense.
Be badass.
You got the Bad Batch graying with beards and shit.
Get them a little bit older.
Wow. Well, then you can bring in Boba Fett as like a teenager.
Omega is older as well. I still think, and that's one of my predictions for season 2, is that Omega is going to meet her brother, Boba Fett.
Oh yeah. He's phenomenal. Oh, yeah. You know what? There's no Star Wars story still in that time period. I know Jedi Fallen Order's close to that, but like the end of the Clone Wars and up until 10 years later, we don't have that much to play with there. Okay, so hold on.
I'll stop talking about the sex cult.
5 years is amazing. That I had not thought about. That's a long time.
I feel like it's going to be almost kind of like the time jump in Rebels, where they went from the end of that season to the next season, where they're just like running ops and running missions.
Oh yeah.
This is going to be just like that, and Omega's going to be older. And we're going to see her kind of, a teenager.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yes.
Some adolescence right there.
Can I amend mine? I think it's going to be less than 2 years.
Less than 2?
Because
I think 2.5.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I was going to say 2.5.
I think it would be interesting to have a little, because I think they would want to milk this as much as they can.
Sure.
Of all that. But I do like that would make it. I don't know why they are saying it's interesting how it plays into the story. If it's not something more close to what Troy is saying, probably, I could definitely see that. Like, it would be interesting to see all of that kind of stuff. Like, definitely see an older Omega and all of that. Like, I don't know, man. Scotty, go on. Give us your thoughts, though.
One thing I wanted to say, too, is most of these shows, and I think this is just because you can observe this thing in real time. The cool thing about these streaming shows is they usually have 2 seasons planned out. It's like contractually how they do it.
Right.
Because they know if the first season's not a hit, the second season could be a hit. Or unfortunately, Star Wars Resistance, to some people, not to me, but to some people, that show didn't really hit for some people, right? And so they did 2 seasons of that, and then they were done. And so we can't do anymore, right?
I will say for Resistance, just real quick, I think that they intended to do 2 seasons. I don't think it was because it wasn't popular. That could be the case. That's just me.
But also,
that's just me.
There's like shows on streaming. Like I know for a fact, Stranger Things was contractually obligated to do 2 seasons.
Yeah,
and if the show didn't work, they would have had 2 seasons written. So maybe Bad Batch was written for 2 seasons, but they might have to work a 3rd one in there now or a 4th one. I mean, like
I would love it if the 2nd season is 16 episodes, just as long as.
Oh my god! It honestly made the summer
gotta be
so sick. Like
it
to
really
be able
did.
to, and like we had our family trip and stuff, and I mean I'm off the summer, which is the greatest thing for that
I mean,
reason.
it's hard to believe that the first episode of it aired on my
May
birthday.
4th. Yes,
And
yes.
We just got it ended last week.
Literally last week.
Last week.
It's been a while since we had a show that was that long.
Yeah.
Really a long time. We had Mando was only 8, but this was literally 4 solid months. Like seriously.
I think it works for these animated properties, for the animated Star Wars shows. It really, especially when they're only 20 minutes each.
Or that's what I was
give
gonna
us
say,
16.
The length varied. I mean, some were 20, some were 40. It was kind of nice to wake up and be surprised. So, season 2, I hope they stick a lot to the same idea where, like, you've got some smaller stories, but you also got some really big stories. And I like a balance. I don't want it to be all big stories because then it's like, it kind of. It's nice to see how it connects overall, but you lose the interpersonal things.
Yeah, I hope we see some more cameo stuff,
Sure.
Maybe they get involved in some Crimson Dawn stuff.
Oh my god, that would be dope. Like Maul.
They did say that you are going to see new faces and some familiar faces that you haven't seen yet.
Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. What if they give you Bale?
That's what they
if they
dropped
give
for
you
season
Bob
2.
Yeah.
What if we get Han? What if we get Han? Orlando?
That'd be wild.
In Clone Wars animation?
Oh, see, that would be next level.
Or Zeb? What if they help get some Lasat off of Lasan?
Yeah. Sure. They could.
They could.
Or they could get Cal.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we can go so many
a young
different
Callus.
routes. Yes.
Like, can you imagine all of the, like, I mean, from anything. Just think of anything. Like, you could have a young Din Djarin.
Wait a minute. Do you remember? I was going to say that. Do you remember before Bad Batch started? I think it was probably all of us, our little friend group here. We were like, they're gonna show Grogu. They're gonna save Grogu at the Jedi Temple. Boy, were we wrong. I knew. I remember saying that, and I was thinking that'd be cool, but
he could still come in.
Story.
He could still come in. They could transit him and everything.
Yeah,
like,
they could.
It seems like, unfortunately, poor Grogu had a very dark period because he is with, it seems like, mercenary people whenever he gets picked up.
When he gets picked up by Mando. So, I gotta say, this is a fun conversation.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man, we haven't talked about like just Star Wars content in a long time.
No, we've been getting weird with it. It's been a minute since we've just like deep dive on a certain season. So overall, if we were to do like a 1 to 10 scale, to me this was a solid like 8 out of 10. Like it hit everything I wanted to in Star Wars. Would I have liked some more? Of course I would have. I miss not seeing a lightsaber for once, and it's weird. I usually am not that kind of guy, but like
wow, I didn't even think about that.
No lightsabers.
We saw it in the first.
What if we?
episode.
That was it.
2 people with the 2 Jedis.
That's it.
Yeah.
Not enough lightsabers for me. That's me personally.
What about Vader? Yeah. What if we get Vader? What if he's a cameo?
See that? I mean, that's total potential. I'd lose my mind.
There's so much. You could see the beginning of the Inquisitors, which we already know. Like Vader, the Inquisitors were already in place when Anakin became Vader, which is insane.
That's even crazier. Yeah.
Yes,
like that's in that Darth Vader comic that takes up right after Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah,
read that shit. That shit is amazing.
Yeah. But Jerry, what's your scale between 1 and 10? And I want to answer this last question too before we close this out. This is a great question, but it said, "What was each of your favorite moments from Bad Batch?" We'll get to that in a second. But Jerry, on a scale from 1 to 10, where did this show hit you?
I don't know. It's hard to rate. I hate rating this kind of stuff because it all feels part of the same story.
I think it gave you one of your favorite characters of all time.
I think it might have. Well, and I mean, weren't you even saying that the other day? Like Omega is becoming one of your favorites as well.
Well,
just
yeah,
like
I like
the way
her a
that
lot.
she's.
I really do.
The way that she is, what they've done with that character is incredible. But I think I'm gonna go a solid 9.5.
Okay. Not bad.
Because I don't want to give it a full. I don't know. I want to like it almost is just like a 10 because I love the slow burn nature of it.
Sure,
I love this transition from the Republic to the Rise of the Empire where it is slow, but it is also like a switch was flipped where it's like, oh, now all of a sudden we will kill your ass. We will just take you away and put you in a camp or put you in prison for just saying that we suck. We'll do it. Yeah.
I
like
that.
it's yeah. I don't know. There was just there was a lot to this. There's a lot to it. Some of the funniest moments of any Star Wars thing ever. The really Echo clever. Moment was great. There's the moment where they're about to crash on the moon. This might be my favorite moment.
That was
Wrecker's like, we're gonna die, we're gonna die, we're gonna die, we're gonna, and he looks over at Omega and he goes, "Be fine, we're gonna be fine."
Fine.
Pitch perfect. Pitch perfect.
So good.
We're gonna die. We're gonna die. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. Like
9.5 out of 10. That's a solid ranking, G.
I'll give it 9.5 out of 10. I'm gonna just say that's my favorite moment. Right there.
There we go. Troy.
I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
I had a blast with it. I thought the whole thing was great from start to finish. The 16 episodes, man. I mean, you got almost everything you wanted.
That's true. You're right.
Series.
It was Star Wars.
It ran the gamut, the entire thing.
Just all the characters, the dialogue, everything. I loved it.
The interactions were amazing.
If I had to say a favorite moment, one of my favorite moments was when Wrecker hit his head too hard and that inhibitor chip went crazy in him before he got taken out and he started turning on everybody.
That was,
and they were like, how do we stop this guy?
Dude, how do you stop
Wrecker?
Wrecker?
That was like Don't Breathe or something. That was a horror movie in Star Wars.
That was terrifying.
It was like fighting the Incredible Hulk.
It really was. And they didn't know what to do.
Nope.
What
happened?
He
He smacks the blaster out of Rex's hand and it goes flying through the ceiling.
Yes.
So it goes into like a light and like you hear it like clatter down the wall or something.
Yeah.
Like
that was one of my favorite moments.
What are they gonna do?
It was just like, oh man, okay.
You're like, where do we go?
Somebody about to get hurt.
Yeah, man, that's a good one. I had forgotten about that moment. That was a brutal moment, man. Whew. Okay, I said
Scotty,
8.
what's yours?
I said 8 out of 10. I'm trying to think of my favorite moment though. Troy, I might go with yours. What you said earlier. The really good moment was whenever Resco and Ryloff were like it was chaos and like it felt like a Rebels episode through and through. That's probably it for me. That one was so awesome because you got to see the birth of a character in terms of like who she is when we see her, right? You saw the dawn of that character. You saw Hera become who she was in that moment. And then, you're watching Rebels and she's like a really strong character and she's a really motherly figure to most of these people in the Ghost. And like you see where that comes in. And I would love to get a Hera show. I'm going to be honest with you. A Hera show would be awesome. Dude, this is do rebellion stuff with her dad. Like that'd be sick.
They are coming back into play because I forget what the exact dialogue is, but I was watching that today, and there's a line where Cham basically says, like, we will be in contact.
Yes.
With you.
See, it's about.
We are getting more Cham. We're getting more Hera. We're going to see. But there's more story. You can't just bring the people. That is the cameo syndrome that you guys are complaining about. When people
Hera's
are like,
says, she's like, their war just as much as
remember, we have to see her die because
people were like, we didn't see Hera's mom die. What happened? Like that's like you can't. Let's spread this story out. Give Hera's mom more time to actually be a character, please.
Yes. Yep. See, the one part that did make me tear up, I guess this is the part that I'm speaking more about. I called Eric after I saw it. It was literally when Hera's sitting on her back, looking up at the sky. It was her twin sons moment. And it played Hera's theme from Rebels. I was like, that hit.
Flying with their hand with the birds and stuff.
Yep. With Chopper there, and Chopper's like, and I'm like, so cool. That's Rebels has become such a deep thing for me, but that was the moment that spoke to me, David. Thank you for asking that, by the way.
honestly, I think a lot of my favorite moments were like moments with when the fatherly things were done for Omega, right?
Yeah.
Like I love like when like I love whenever they come back in Rampage or whatever
Replacements.
or whatever
Replacements.
Is it replacements where where they're stuck on the moon and Wrecker's like, look, I made this your room, and she's like, I've never had my room, it's perfect. He's like, oh, you like just, and the moment where whenever I might even get emotional talking about it, but
yeah,
the moment when Wrecker is trying to apologize for when his chip activated. And he goes up to her and he says, "Hey, kid, and just she brings up the Mantell mix and everything, which I'm still upset Lucasfilm that I haven't got a bag of Mantell mix. Send me some Mantell mix." But also just the moment at the end where they go to rescue Hunter, and Hunter tells Omega, because he promised her, "You'll never have to go back to Camino." And she says, "We came back for you," and he isn't above saying, "Omega, I'm so sorry you had to come back here."
Yeah.
That is a parent thing. That is like,
is.
Yes, you are in charge, but you will, if you have a moment when you're wrong, I hope you have the guts to go, "Look, I was wrong. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I shouldn't have done that. I mean, Troy, you know that. I'm not trying to pick on you, Scotty. Like, but just,
no.
It's a parent thing where you're like, you want to make promises to your kids and trust that you will be able to keep them.
Oh yeah,
and it's that stuff gets me so real quick. As father and son, I'm guessing it's David, but it's the moment where Omega tells Crosshair, "You're their brother. You're my brother. You're still their brother. You're my brother."
Great line.
Yeah,
I'm all about the emotional stuff too, man. Like that stuff really gets to me. It really does, man.
Well, I think we should wrap this thing up. This is our longest one in a while, Jared. We've gone. This is 2 hours and 5 minutes, Troy. You made it happen, baby.
Yeah.
So, Troy,
I'm glad to be a part of it.
Oh, it's the best. So, where can we find
talking about this shit?
This handsome man right here to talk about it.
You can find me on Twitter at ElderPug27. You can find me on Twitch.
That's true.
Twitch.tv/ElderPug27. I stream Pokemon content, Pokemon card openings.
Yes.
I play a lot of Star Wars Galaxies.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say earlier about StarArs Galaxies is whenever we were talking about the Palpatine clone stuff is even when in Star Wars Galaxies, if you die, you have to go to a cloning facility so you can clone your body so you don't lose all your stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
That's kind of awesome.
That's what I was going to say. Just kind of shot me right in the head right there. All right. But yeah, you can follow me Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, ElderPug27.
Do it.
Find my cousin, man. He's got some good knowledge. It's so funny. Before I had Jerry, before I had Eric, I always had Troy. So he's like the original Star Wars brother. So there's something deep to that. But
Troy is the best. Go follow Elderpug. Go follow Elderpug right now.
You got to. So Jerry, we had a great time this time. Jerry, what should we do? How do we end this?
Well,
what do we say? What's the thing?
Man, I don't even know because like that conversation was it has me like this. I am Darth Maul happily eating pie.
Well, look, this is me.
At Olive Garden.
This is how I felt after I watched this whole season of The Bad Batch.
I am hooked. Binge watching The Mandalorian. Oh my God.
Easy with that.
Unbelievable. It's on Disney. Check it out for yourself. I actually think it's better than the Star Wars movies. Just great.
You didn't hear, I cackled whenever he goes, like right after the first thing.
Look, I'll play it for a second. Hold on, wait.
It's so.
I am hooked. Binge watching.
The way he's like, that's my dad making a video on his phone. I am hooked. Just listen. No, it's like I am hooked.
the best is
clear your throat before you start, man.
It's on Disney Plus. Check it out for yourself. I love that line.
I like it better than the movies.
I like it better.
I think
than
it's
the
better
Star
than
Wars
I think
movie.
it's better than the original Star Wars.
So fucking funny. And
Scotty,
what? We have a doctor that needs to say something.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say we haven't heard from our resident physician here at the Bombadcast.
It's been a minute.
Where's our
It's been a
resident
minute.
physician? I got him right
I'm
here. You
looking
ready?
for him. Oh
You
yeah,
ready?
I can't find him.
Anyways, my broskies, I got to bounce. Bounce on your boy's dick. Hey, got him.
Dab
Dab on him, fam. Oh my god! And just for
I don't know if I'm doing it
shits and
right.
giggles, let's enjoy one last clip of Popeye.
Had a little bit of money, so the Lord did me good. Got all kind of shit. Got the glow sticks. I got the gotcha bag. Got the Hawaiian punch. Man, everybody won't holler at Pop what you need. I got it. If I ain't got it, I can find it. You understand? I'm selling glow sticks. Glow sticks that go with the yeah. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying.
Gold. It's the cigarette.
If I ain't got it, I can find it. Know what I mean? Yeah.
If I ain't got it, I can find it. Oh Jesus! That
He
man
is a
not
doctor. Did you not see? Did you not see his coat? And the
coat.
professional way that he said "bounce on your boy's dick." I mean, come on.
Oh my god!
Hey,
And
got
look,
him.
There's one we haven't played in a while. This one, Duel of Fates. Here we go.
That man was knocked off the stage by that cretin. I will say cretin.
Cretin. Oh, it's so much fun.
Gosh, that's so funny.
Shit, I meant to get this one, not Nightbot. Nightbot, damn it, Nightbot.
Papa, you heard me?
Anyway, listen, guys.
Yeah,
Scotty,
that's okay.
there's
What?
something that you asked me. What should the wonderful? You know what? Maybe
Let's let
Troy
Troy
should
do it.
say it.
Let's let Troy.
Let's let
do
Troy do it.
Then a
Troy.
minute, what should the one people do, Troy? How should they stay?
The wonderful people should stay bomb good. Oh, no. That's
Oh
not right.
shit, he messed it up.
That's not right. No.
Just end it.
Bombad.
Stay bombad. Peace. You shall all bombad.